Let's see. This gotta be Mice on the Zeus. Wagner picks up the Morph, East on the Death Prophet, Zeus on the Zeus for Mice.
Support Death Prophet, alright.
Well, not support, offlane.
Oh yeah, offlane, of course.
It's a position 4 cube on the Tiny, and Hoverty on the 5 as usual. Well, the one thing we knew is that this is about to be at least a support bane. That's for sure. But yeah. I like this lineup a lot. The UD has been nerfed a little bit. It's still pretty good against both the Morphling and the DP later on. But there's so much burst damage he has to go for defensive items. There's nobody that really saves him in a team fight.
Only 10 seconds.
I'm giving this all to LeftOne TV. I think they have the...
TV. All right.
5 seconds remain.
They have the extremely stronger lineup here. All the lanes are doing great.
Well, this will be game 2 between these two, and at least considering the group, this is Group B. Hexadecimal girls who were left at 0 points, and either one of these will either grab 1 point each or 3 points for the winner. It means that loyalty needs to, I mean, if we're already going into the future, if this series were to be 2-0 I mean, even if it was a draw in this series, they still need to beat the games that they still have ahead in this series to have a chance at the spot to go through. I mean, we're already at the start of the group stage, and everything is possible, but still have to take into account that
every game counts. You can't drop out on a series. Like 2 points is actually that's almost half your way to the finals. We only have 4 teams in each group, meaning if you lose to one of them, that team will stay ahead of you for the next 2 games at least. If you manage to win 2 games in this group phase, you're not confirmed to be in the top spot for the group, but it's looking pretty good for you. Don't forget, there's like 4 games to be played, especially because with the point system. Like you grab 3 points when you wipe a series, so winning 2 of them guarantees you either slot 1 or 2.
Yeah, that is very true. And now, at least looking at this laning stage, DP definitely going into this off lane. And what do you think about DP versus Lifestealer as a matchup?
That's decent enough. Spirit Siphon doesn't pierce the spell immunity, but at least you get the damage done. They have it's definitely the weakest of the lanes. Mouse mid against the D. It's gonna be Dimka can pull it off. I haven't seen him on a D yet. Really liked his Tinker play last time, but you're dealing with Mouse on the Zeus. This time he has like Cube on the support position, already starting off with the boots, so OD can't go as aggressive anymore. They're gonna force at least Jakiro or Tusk already chilling at the top lane, so they're gonna let us do offlane, I assume. But Jakiro can't really move in this matchup. If he leaves the lane with his lifesteal, he gets absolutely run over by the DP. So 2 lanes at least are in favor of LeftOne TV, with the mid lane being a little bit of a wild card.
Surprisingly, neither lane will actually go and contest the bounty rooms. They'll go 2 for 2 on their own sides of the river. Already a observer ward placed onto this bottom side of the map, so it's neither not blocking the easy cap, but giving some vision onto the high ground. Give an idea of where Jakiro is probably moving around to make DP's lane somewhat more enjoyable, so to say, because there's still a Jakiro who can harass you quite heavily on that DP, and by the looks of it, DP's right-click speed isn't either the fastest, so even more nerfed by possible. I mean, you don't really start off with Liquid Fire level 1, but you almost could. Okay, it doesn't pick up the dual breath, but in this top lane, 3 versus 2. Waga's already dropping the Tusk. He actually fails his shard block and just, well, he pops his Fairy Fire.
That was almost. Yeah. Back to the DP, who is strong a little bit, but you have to Spirit Siphon to really cancel out the Jakiro, so he can't really go and do that much. They still do a lot of damage, and he actually TPs away into the safety of his T1. But yeah, this ward is about, he doesn't really care if they're pulling the lane. That means he just gets pressure on the lifesteal. And lifesteal, despite having lifesteal, he's not as good actually last thing on the tower, not with a DP pressing him or dealing some damage. I think he's fine, just needs the vision. He needs to see the Tusk rotation, and this ward is better and will likely not get dewarded, even though he takes a lot of damage from the Jakiro.
Waga does have a couple last hits picked up from the first wave, or at least the second wave as well, but Underlord having a bit of a trouble here because even though he does have a nice amount of damage, he's only got 3 CS so far, but probably will ramp up a bit. He does have Tusk helping him around. As long as that lane, if he can keep pulling this hard camp at the moment, which Hovite is using it to his benefit, he might need to use that camp to get more CS, more XP up on this Underlord and start getting levels onto your Firestorm and your Trophy Aura probably as well, because you don't really want to put any points into Pit of Malice early on. And this is what he's doing. He's just contesting the pull and taking a couple CS in between, I guess, a Centaur and that. These are like small things that help out your laning phase on an Underlord, but ODs, that's 160 health. Tusk is coming in with an Invis rune. Zeus has 2 points in Lightning Bolt, so instead of the usual maxing Arc Lightning, or actually, in this case, it makes a whole lot more sense just maxing your Lightning Bolt because of the, well, it's not the bigger cast range ability, but you can harass this OD quite a lot with that.
Yeah, like, it is actually pretty normal
and you can
to
always,
go for Lightning Bolt.
And you can always
what he's
set
gonna
up
do is, he's gonna go with Arc Lightning into Lightning Bolt. Just max out this. Yeah, oh, never mind. He did decide to go Static Field in comparison to the last game, where he actually did skip it out completely until level 10. This time, okay, he's going more standard, maxing at the Lightning Bolt. He wants to be effective at nuking down the UD in the mid lane.
Again, trading hits around. The Prison forced thrown onto the Zeus. However, he does have Lightning Bolt available when he comes out, but he is dropping low on mana. Just a casual trade in the mid lane as well. Underlord getting chased in this top lane. They've got Nightmare up in 10 seconds, but do they have the burst? Cube needs to catch him here. He does have the combo available. Yes, the toss. No mana for the Avalanche, but he doesn't need it. And did he actually even use the healing salve of the... He did, actually. He did pop his healing salve just before he died, so that also is a waste. And Eskills dies in the bot lane.
Yeah, Eskil dies at bottom, but that is to be expected. It's offlane DP. He's here to get some decent levels. Level 3, he's well, half a level ahead of the Underlord, who is struggling on his offlane due to the amount of damage Cube is putting out. And I really like Cube's rotation. So he just ganked the top lane. Now he's up in this space again, and he will get spotted out. So I say shouldn't fall here, but Nightmare into Toss combination puts Underlord out of place. Underlord relies on not taking enough damage before he makes it to the safety of his tower. With the toss to the mix, he just, well, you could say he's getting tossed around quite a lot in his laning ability. Dimko, you're in trouble, my friend.
Support to Arc coming in their way, and they do have the they get the stun out just before the Prison hits. They've got the Nightmare as well. However, Jakiro TPing in, but that toss not quite deep enough under the tower, but just might be enough. He does get that wand healing coming out, and a shard block as well from Killomancer. That was, if only that toss would have gone a bit more further, they could have gone all the way.
They couldn't get it.
But he still gets him in the end.
Oh, big mistake. That should not have happened with the Lightning Bolt. By the way, he maxed up Lightning Bolt. You know why? That's why.
That's why. Exactly.
That was actually a really big blow that he had to get it off. Cube a little bit of trouble with Tiny, or is he? Toss him to the Ancients. Support battle.
Alright, let's see how this goes. Cube is still tanking the Ancient camp at the same time. He might have to go it away here. Oh, the snowball.
Oh!
he tried to outsmart him with the tree throw, but snowball, you can't do anything about it.
You see... yeah, that's actually a bit sad there. But yeah, okay. Free kill on Killomancer. Yeah, he's not a Killomancer for nothing, you know.
Yeah. Living up to his name, so to say.
Yeah, but looking at the lanes again. So, Morph and Life doing pretty decent in comparison. The Lifestealer having... actually on the same
going on to Eskills. There's the Spirit Siphon, the Nightmare save from Hobbite. Get the toss onto the Lifestealer, and this is very expensive for the Lifestealer. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I meant. Jakiro stays at bottom the entire time, and Cube just does, well, I'm running out, I'm Cube. He's actually playing his time like a punch. He's camping in a lane until it doesn't work anymore, and then shifts to the next one.
Yeah.
I really like how this is doing, because this is both Tusk and Jakiro now staying at bottom, trying to gank E-skill. Might not even work out for that matter. Mouse is rotating in.
Okay, they're trying to go into Q. Might actually get on. Oh, they won't even get Mouse into this rotation here, and Nibisi's gone. Now they're on the run. He doesn't have any mana though. Now the OD is here as well. We've got ourselves a 4 versus 4, 6 minutes in, but getting blocked by his fellow Lifestealer. Does get the kill for him in the end. But Hobbite getting get the TP out? I think he
Oh,
will.
no stun. Nice.
A snowball was on cooldown as well.
Finds the timing. That is a great play getting out of the Bane. He should have died, but both the snowball and the Astral Imprisonment being on cooldown. I like the temptation. He had to haste rune on the UD. That ensures a kill for them. In the end, it's more how gold more they trade out. It's support for support. But hey, at least you didn't lose your Nikes this time. But yeah, we were talking about the lane. So both Wagamama as well as Kid on the life they're doing almost absolutely even in terms of the offlane. With the added benefit that Waga has a little bit more than Nice and locking down the offlane a lot more. You're talking 4.5 levels on the DP, while Asya is still struggling to find that level 4 on the Underlord. 9 losses to 10 in terms of offlane, and the mid lane is going absolutely in OD's favor. Mouse is not having a fun time in mid. This is why you see him going for those rotations. He's level 6 now, so they have the finishing power, but last thing you want to do is give OD any space in the mid lane.
I really like the support rotation coming in. Asya tried to get the creep wave, cut it, and also tried to pull it all the way, but keep on Hobbit. They're already here. Intercepting that pull, the creep wave is gone, and his life given away. Meanwhile, mid lane, they are rotating onto Mouse, and they might actually get this one as a trade. So in the end, it actually turns out to be space created by Asya.
Yeah, I mean, Underlord is in a position you can't farm the jungle. You're only level 3. Firestorm level 2 doesn't really cut it for you. So you're really forced to do this kind of risky decision making. Yeah, they get Mouse in mid, which is good for Dimko. There's a smoke homing in on mid. He should be able to get into the safety of the tire. Yeah, gets up high ground just in time.
Eskils is now level 5 compared to Underlord level 3. Asya does get the opportunity to farm under his tower, but Waga, he will just deny all the creeps that you were hoping to get. No. And Nivisi, Kilomancer making their way towards the bot lane. Eskils is already one step ahead, however. Got a good observer ward placed next to the the Radiant Shrine. You'll constantly see both of these supports moving between mid and the bot lane, and now actually diving the Underlord all the way to the tier 2 trees. They use a Zeus ulti to get his vision onto him. Tanking the tower, but how much can they do this? Can't go all the way, and also
there's nothing they can do.
Yeah, he's still a very tanky guy, and Waga actually morphed into an Underlord too, realizing that he doesn't have Pit of Malice.
Atrophy aura. They're really useful. Think about it, and Firestorm is a great farming tool as well. Lane stabilized a little bit. We still.
Yeah, Kilomaster gets tossed to Waga, and the waveform. Oh, misses, but still.
But it's enough. Yeah. Shard's actually working against him.
That was probably the 3rd time that Kilomancer failed his shard push.
It's really hard to even get it. Even if he gets it off, he will die. It's a small thing to miss. A little bit frustrating, it must be, but
yeah.
He's still doing. At least he's doing space. He's getting a decent amount of experience, almost more than his Underlord on that matter. But what LeftOne 3 has to look out for, this OD is farming. He's Arcula finished up, the treads are coming out, he has all the supportive items, he even has the Ring of Regen for the Force stuff. So he's on a good way, just snowballing out of control. They're with the Toski really in a position to snowball in this game.
Radiant's middle tower is being attacked.
Lifestealer and Morphling both leading the net worth chart. And yeah, you did mention OD is farming the whole time. Only died once in this game as well. Will be somewhat of an issue as well if he does manage to get any opportunity to take part in a fight where he can find kills and still survive throughout the end. But if he continues rotating for nothing, then it will be down for the Lifestealer to actually get something out of that space, so to say. But losing cores on Radiant's side too early can be very, very troublesome. And just man-fighting through the DP ulti, the Nightmare Save from Hobbite does buy a bit of time, and it just might have bought enough, and it will be. And Eskils dies to the creeps. Actually, Nivisi gets the kill in the end, but still, that Nightmare made all the difference.
That did make it. The 5-star on Hobbit, he has a Fiend script to work with him.
TP
instant cancel.
Yeah.
Might just go for it.
Oh, is he actually gonna pull it off?
He will have enough mana. He has enough. He just gets a kill. Wow. So the kill Bane. Big mistake again. But talking about big mistakes, you know what? One of the big things is we talked about it the other day. One of the rules was don't fight in Monkey King mode.
Yeah.
You know what the second one is? Never fight into an exorcism if you can avoid it.
Yeah.
That was just, yeah, that's just something you don't do, because the closer you go to the Death Prophet, especially on me characters, the more damage you take from the exorcism. Exorcism actually doubles up in terms of damage per second if you go closer to her. Even a level 1 just absolutely has a phenomenal amount of damage, so that was a big mistake. You don't go close to Death Prophet like that. He could have waited, if he waited like half a second later, or even 3 seconds later, then would have been no exorcism to the end of the fight. But that way you just took all the damage, and that really wasn't optimal, and losing the lifesteal was so unnecessary in that position.
Hobbit and his skills, they do have this haste rune just freshly picked up from the jungle, looking for the OD. They do have the Tusk around. They actually use their scan onto the top side, and Dimko will end up getting caught here. He does get the prison out. Lifestealer's coming in as well, and Mouse will be there too. Mouse doesn't want to reveal himself, though they did see him moving into the tree line. But that is 4 heroes moved into this lane, and Morphling is hitting onto a tier 1 tower at the same time as this is happening. LOTV forcing those TP rotations to mid, opening Waga one line. You get the jump onto Eskils, they do get the TP cancel as well, might be a kill. Another save. Oh, they also got the ulti from Hobbit, the exorcism, and oh my boy, Lifestealer. Hey, just a bit feels Batman moment there.
Hobbit is perfect positioning. They might find the Jakiro as well. He is pretty fast. Yeah, they'll strike off him, but again, perfect positioning from the Bane and just taking the opportunity. There was nothing to cancel them out. After the Ice Path, what they're going to do? They used everything just to try and lock down. And they actually fight them in the end still. Snowball safe.
And
yeah,
with it all
finished. Yeah. Even have an avalanche.
And again,
oh no, not again!
That is really starting to get into your head at that point, because that's... I know it's hard to execute, but still, that's the 4th time. And he was already pinging himself as well there, like, man, why can't this happen? Like, why isn't everything going as planned? 5 to 12.
Yeah, nothing is going as planned for him here. And this is a 4k gold lead. Well, the Morph is really farming away. Now overtook the Lifestealer by a big amount. Look at the amount of denies he has. He has 70 denies at 40 minutes. That's almost every lane creep there is.
Yeah.
Like, he has 100 last hits and 70 denies. That is so big. And that must be, yeah, that's like 70% deny rate. A little bit inflated by jungle creeps.
Yeah, that's a 4,000 lead onto the Underlord.
That's 6 levels.
And also 1,500 net worth ahead of the Lifestealer. That definitely makes a big margin and a big effect into this game. How it's probably going to be bouncing in the next 5 minutes if Morphling can keep this up. Slow down this OD's farm, who is also at 103 last hit, so they're almost tied, the OD and the Morphling, except for, of course, the denied difference, which is giving the XP for Morphling. OD...
Yeah, it's just... Atrophy Aura looks really strong against Morph, but doesn't work out in the end. Even if it's maxed out, you just don't do as much.
Lifestealer forced to pop his rage just to buy some time for him to survive. Go throwing a prison onto Mouse. He's behind it once again. Oh, he throws the Ice Path onto Mouse as well, so they will pass this kill away. And that was just, I would say, either a small communication fault or that just happened, you know. If he could have interrupted the Bane ulti with the Ice Path, but
yeah,
he instantly started.
Casted.
Yeah, he was already starting to cast Ice Path at the same time it landed, so. No reaction there to catch the Zeus. Maybe a bit of a hectic situation there too, like, what should I do now? And we can get this kill. Oh, you're actually ulted. Well, it's already done and gone. And LOTV, there's DD on Mouse as well. Just about to run out, however. And Asia's now come to the mid lane. And Tusk is sitting in the bot lane, yeah.
Hobbity on his Bane is just outclassing all the supports. And should be a free kill on Killmancer here. Oh, he knows he has no escape. Hey, Udi is coming in. Yeah, he gets him at the end. And, oh no, Udi, you keep it on the wrong side.
Wait, Dumbog actually dodged it with the waveform. He didn't really get hurt by it at all. He actually did change into an OD form as well.
Outplayed.
That was beautiful.
Oh, he actually TP'd on the wrong side of the tree, so he had to go for the fight. And it was a level 1 Sanity's Eclipse, so Waga could have survived anyways. He has a big amount of intelligence, but just the waveform in, and no, it doesn't even stop there. So he just he did change into the OD, and just took some int back, which is actually really nice mechanics thinking about it.
Yeah.
But just everything LeftOne TV does, just outclassing Loyalty here. Loyalty has no edge. It's 7k net worth lead for them. And especially with on Hoverty with the Bane. We were about to say it. He says his Fiend's grip are so Fiend grips are so on point every time. He's just doing everything he can, and he's playing with the power of 2 supports, and then you add Cube to the mix with the phenomenal tosses. He has a blink dagger for himself on the support side. I'm like that finished like a while ago. That isn't the reason it is.
They have Dimco in their eyes again. Hobbite throws his ulti out, however, actually that doesn't even cancel the ulti, that Pit of Malice, so that is a gone OD. Asya also using his CP to get back to base.
No, he's gone. Yeah, but this will ensure that this tower will fall, so they finally claim the second tower of the game. Like, Kid is farming on top of the lifesteal. He had
Radiant's bottom tower is
finally a sharp block. This year.
He is solely tanking 3 heroes here. Do find a mouse.
Don't let him die.
Yeah, they give away the Chikiro. The Sigil tries to slow down a bit.
3 gold.
This is the thing, Morphling going into rage mode.
What was I about to say? Why on earth does the lifesteal has a Lincoln Sphere? But nope, it's just Wargo. Rage and Lincoln Sphere in a fight. How did he ever kill him?
They know Cube
Unless he
there.
makes a mistake. Like, the only thing I see them do is if there's no rage and he gets hit by Sanity's Eclipse.
Look
For
at
that, you need a
LOTV's
fat-
positioning now. They know Cube is there, but they might for actually now he does reveal himself and they quickly ping him. But he was waiting for a situation to break off, and he could have quickly just walked in. He does have a blink dagger as well on this tiny. That Shadow Amulet allows some nice setups, and Asya is gone. Elementor does slow down Cube a bit with that Walrus Punch. Once again, Shadow Amulet's coming into play.
Yeah, this tower is going down. This is the third T1 they claim. Meanwhile, Moses is farming on this. His job is just farm up and then contribute with the Veil of Discord in the next fight when they have the protection for him. But at this point, Warrior almost seems unstoppable on the Morphling. He's sitting on top of that chart. He's 1,200 gold over the Lifestealer. This time there is no Tinker to slow them down. This time they can do whatever they please with the high grinds, whatever they want to do with towers. And there's no big epicenter AA combination to lock them down. As we said, the only thing that Loyalty has going for them would be the OD Sanity's Eclipse, but looking at he did skip out. Like, he had to go for the Hood of Defiance on an OD out of all things just to stay alive. And now looking for the False Step. He doesn't have as much int. He's having on 70 intelligence. Morphling, well, doesn't have more, but he's looking too much to do with the Lincoln Sphere.
Alright, Infest setup, but once again, no shard block. Successful at least onto Mouse, and
Forces Diana as well.
yeah, this is smoked Death Prophet. They know exactly where this Tusk is. Snowball and the Infest, but the Tusk is already gone. The Yule's coming into play, and there's the ulti from Hobbite. And well, now the silence as well. So Odie had to turn around instantly. Wag also picked up his TP boots and just came back into here, and with this exorcism, they could probably keep on going.
They just have so much more tools here. I mean, they did clear the way, so it's not going to end up in a T2 push, but this lifesteal looks so sad. There's nothing you can do. Fiend script, silences, morphling damage, tiny toss. What do you do if you have so many? Like, he only has one rage. He can't dodge them all.
Cube once again sitting on the high ground. No detection available on Tusk or the Underlord. Jakiro does have some sentries, but he's not around. And there's Waga jumping in. They've got Mouse as well. Snowball will finally end its duration on the Tusk. Elementor is gone, and they found another one.
Oh, Jakiro.
Only one away for the Blink
For
Toss.
now. There we go. And Hobbity gets an unstoppable Bane on the side note. 6-0-13. He participated in 19 of 21 kills on Hobbity. He's having the time of his life. He even did go, yeah. He took up the one-hit cast range as well as the easy lens. Look at that sweet Fiend strip range. He's never gonna get interrupted. He has the same range as the Ice Path.
Radiant's top tower is under siege.
Cast range is always the thing that really helps when you have these big ulti.
They're just gonna look to do more. Look at his positioning. He knows there's a sentry, but he's out of range. Oh no.
Oh, poor Navisi.
Well, they did get the ward. Gotta stay positive here.
You gotta look for the best, and actually Mouse
Good,
goes
right.
down,
Nice.
so that is at least something. With that Radiance picked up on the Lifestealer, who is actually almost look like he's going for a Deso. Not entirely sure. Could be the item choice here for this Lifestealer to bring out extra damage. Might be something else, but at least that Blightstone, it does refer to something. Could also just be the classic Solar Crest through from Medallion. Could be. Anyway, they put off the Radiance. TPing into this top lane, they do see the Hobbite ulti going out once again. Cube is there too. They have the Ice Path this time to cancel, but OD is just tanking way too much damage. Force Staff into prison, and they've got the Lifestealer. We remember what happened the earlier two times when this happened. The Yules is coming into play as well. Dimko goes down. Hobbite is still alive, and they will take down Uskills, and Hobbite will die in the end to the Firestorm. But OD
Just
down.
imagine if he actually survived there. That would have been a disaster if both Bane and Death Prophet don't fall to this. They did end up ending a streak from the Bane, so that's a lot of money getting in. That's 1k gold, 800 to the Underlord. Here really needs it. He needs that mech, he needs that pipe, they need all defensive items. You have two hoods on their side already, and they're a team of the Lifestealer. So that's 3 heroes that don't take as much damage from the Magic community, and I have a slight feeling Tusk is about to experience a bad time.
There we go. But he's dead.
Wait for it. There we go. Yeah.
It's like he did get the shard block out finally. They still didn't save him.
Yeah, I really like how LeftOne TV is playing this. They ensure their grip on this game. There's about to be a Solar Crest on E-Skills as well on the DP, and that's a big move. And Cube, oh no, not again.
This is a
actually.
If they take down Cube, this could be something. Oh, they will.
Surprise Sentry.
And that is another streak gone.
It goes to Dimko as well. Hero have struggles too. So 800 gold chain or 1,000 in total. I think LeftOne TV has to watch out. It's almost like they don't realize how far ahead they actually are. Morph's not playing. Oh god, almost E-Blade 24 minutes. Don't show Ossia, you're gonna regret it.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember when he had almost 5,000 net worth over the life? No, it's 3,000. Will he TP? Yeah, he's dead. That's for sure.
And it's very hard to escape a Morphling.
He can escape a Morphling? I didn't know that.
I mean, it's very hard to escape a Morphling.
I didn't even know it's possible. Doesn't look like it, that's for sure.
Yeah. And keep going in again. There's a toss onto another creep. And that burst damage, that is just way too much.
Just gets the kill. I take that off your hands, thank you very much. Just came from top lane, that's another kill at his disposal. That's the full E-Blade, so... I don't think anyone... Lifestealer will be close, but Waga has so much damage, I don't think anyone can actually survive the Morphling combination here. Yeah,
it's definitely a big issue, yeah.
A little bit scared, but they're gonna pop the Exorcism. There's an Unlord coming in solo, having no TP. But what? They're all stacking up, but...
Cube is between them. Cube just gets the toss onto Killmaster into the Roche pit. The OD ulti thrown instantly again. Another feed script by Hobbite, and it's just LOTV, LOTV, LOTV. But they do get E-Skills, and Hobbite, Asya is also dropping low in this pit. Waga does get a little heal pulled out.
No sentry, so they might just toss the Lifestealer back. I said they might toss the life. Okay.
It was enraged.
Well, PS the spell immunity. Toss is the thing.
All right.
Okay. I guess they were looking for the AD.
That could be, yeah.
Okay. We have to accept this and move on. Anyways, it's still a good rush right on. It gives them some. Yes, they lost. They probably lost the most unimportant heroes. No offense. Like, Tiny is really useful in this fight. So it's still a big win for them, and they have the E-Blade on Waga up and running, so he can kill whoever he wants to. He's level 21 for that matter. So what is actually... I'm trying to think, what's like the most useful spell he can take from allies? Spirit Siphon is pretty good if he morphs into allies. There's also the Tree Toss, which is okay, I guess. I mean, could we see just the morphing into the Zeus, and you'd have the double static field? I don't know. Something completely strong will come out of this. I'm pretty sure. Otherwise,
Yeah,
we would have taken a different talent.
Probably get back to that, but still, this. I mean, of course, you're playing a completely different type of draft than what Team Loyalty had in the first game, but it just doesn't feel like the same team anymore. They had a great first game, and this is just. I mean, LOTV's been. This has been a very stable lead ever since the start.
Yeah, they have better lanes, they have better mid game, and they're about to make it a better late game if we ever get to the late game. I think there's not much they can actually defend even those towers. Like, they don't even use the exorcism, they just have Tiny to do that, and Margaret's doing his own thing. Like, look at them drooping up, there's an Aegis on the field, they immediately go for 5 top, and they're gonna get pushed in on 2 lanes, so they have to respond to this. This will end up in a push. Yeah, 2 TPs already out. Unlock playing the Uber.
TP,
Actually,
they leave the OD top, however.
Yeah.
He does have a TP moved out, so this was probably the plan, that OD will join in when the time is right. Exorcism, not the call here this time that they will use this Exorcism to go on the high ground. DP is still very low.
Well, just a secured tower. It's all good, I would say. You have Q positioned well deep within the enemy lines once more. Another sentry lingering around, so let's hope he doesn't actually fall victim to that again. But I must say, this feels really solid. 14k net worth lead without breaking the high ground. They still have T1s at both mid and bottom. All lost 1 tower this game. Oh, no free courier. Never mind. He did decide to go for it, but his...
Will find on the high ground. There will be Epileptic Kid going down.
Get out of mana, dude.
Oh boy.
Oh.
That's actually... Well, straight into the hands of Waga. Oh boy, that's not the place to be.
Take your poison
down. However, that's a Killomancer gone too.
Guess we get another kill.
And there's just
finding another feed script. Run, little. Oh, there's the ward.
Oh, poor Nibisi getting caught as well, and it's just beginning of the end, really.
Even gets the D ward, just you know, he's yields. Let me take that gold. You don't mind, right? Yeah. Double biomic, forcing them back a little bit, but I doubt it's going to be enough. Not with 2 lanes pushing in soonish. No exorcism, but no sharp bug either.
Actually,
looking really bad.
Morph target allies turning himself into another Tiny. Probably doing a little toss fest, I guess, but they're actually going onto the high ground, looking for the Underlord, trying to catch him down. They will. They are just rolling over this high ground, and there's not much that Team Loyalty can do at this point. I mean, this game is fairly over, unless a miracle is what Team Loyalty need here. They need a absolutely perfect team fight. And I don't think that LOTV want to give any freebies away. You can see the patience on their high ground push as well. They're not just throwing themselves on the high ground like, yeah, let's do this, man. They are really conservative, and they're thinking about every move that they're doing. And this just seems to be, in this, not only the, would almost say outdraft, but also the difference between these two teams. At least in this second game. The decision making is just on a completely different level. They have the Exorcism popped on S-Kills. They are still respecting Team Loyalty's high ground. The Aegis expires as well. Backdoor protection is on. They do catch the Morphling. They do find S-Kills fairly quickly. Killomancer forced away.
You can do it, Hoverty. Wipe them. Close.
Wow. Almost. Everything I just said kind of crumbles into bits, because that is a triple kill for the Lifestealer. And that also, guess what? That was the leading cause of Aegis expiring.
Yeah, just imagine if they were mid-fight and an Aegis would expire, but yeah, that would never happen, probably.
Yeah.
Wager, did not learn from his mistakes per se, but definitely, yeah, might not want to risk it again.
Well, that was a slight relief for Team Loyalty. 15 to 35, the score, the net worth. Map tells pretty much everything. They haven't been able to take many objectives in this game, but for the first time in who knows how long, the Lifestealer enters the dire side of the map. And 9 health is all that separates these two. And Cube, will you go for a snipe? Don't even need it.
There we go. Talking snipes, Cube here has a toss and force. Oh, that's 2 kills.
Killmancer just get the blink out in the Visi. So much that he can do.
Tusk did manage his cake for
now, they found that Tusk as well.
In the end, yeah. Doesn't even need the Aghanim's this game on the Zeus. That's an interesting choice. I like it quite a lot because they have so much frontline. They don't need the global. Yeah, he's with the team anyways. It's not like last game they have to catch a Tinker. Who you gonna catch with the Aghanim? So instead he goes for more stable items, goes for the Elf Discord, and they're going directly into the Octarine. That's a pretty ambitious tower push right now. Cube. Zoning. There we go, following the backdrop protection. So
Well,
at least 2 tier 3s down.
Will most likely be 2 sets of racks as well, at least the firepower that Waga has. He almost right clicks for 300 damage. Prison is thrown onto the Underlord. Keep him in place for now. And that E-Blade just hurts so much, and my camera is spazzing out a bit. But still, they can't defend against this, even though the Lifestealer's about to respawn.
Yeah, 3 racks all over the tower fell as well. They're gonna have full control over this jungle again. I don't think anything can stop LeftOne TV here. They're just too far ahead. They're gonna take the shrines, they're gonna take the next race, and shoot with that, unless there's a crazy Underlord play. Where's your edge if you're loyalty? Like, you can go for the smoke gank, but where's your kill potential? Your AD doesn't have as much intelligence. You can't really nuke somebody down. Your lifestealer is farmed. But look at this life. He's not building into BKB. That's the last item you ever want on a lifestealer. Like, you hate going into it. It always feels underwhelming. It always feels like a game-losing item for you. But you have to do it. And, oh, they're gonna spot at the smoke gank. Yeah, Zeus.
It's just the power of the Zeus right there. Like, no Nimbus, but still one ulti to reveal this smoke attempt.
Yeah.
It could have been a good move if they caught someone, but even that is denied.
This is looking extremely grim. Like, they still have 2 lines of ranks, but for how long? His skills is working towards the BKB. Actually hasn't completed flying out 34 minutes. He has good enough farm actually on the Death Prophet, and it's all looking good for them.
Killmancer will actually get the jump away. Then again, Hovite, S-Skills, Waga, they are all smoked up.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
Still moving undetected. Trying to catch Epileptic Kid. He also put his Radiance off just to not reveal his location. Meanwhile, top lane. Arcia can get the TP out. He will.
Ah, didn't hit the timing. I think there's that one weird interaction where you can actually get the toss mid-air and then actually cancel out the Underlord or the Dark Rift. That is really hard to hit though. You hit it like 1 side of 100 times. It's... yeah. Anyways.
Well, I mean, yeah, as you mentioned, he did change the BKB away and is now actually going into a Nullifier on the Lifestealer. Be a completely different item to having a BKB early on a Lifestealer. You definitely don't want to have that item. Sometimes you just have to make it. But is there any tanky items on the side of Team Loyalty? Because what could help them against the DP ulti at least would be the Crimson Guard. And also somewhat drop the damage from the others, but still this pipe is needed before that, and that is still on the way for Underlord. And everyone just seems so underfarmed on Team Loyalty's side.
They are.
Yeah.
Look at Lifestealer. He's sitting on 16k net worth. He actually had to skip out on like the Solar Crest. He's going now into the Nullifier because they need aggressive items. It almost feels like a lost cause. Now they're gonna lose another ration just to the Crimson Guard with the access and doing so much damage. Look at this. Oh, just hitting like a truck. He doesn't even need any help here. Ow. Alright, 380 this. And a cheese. Yeah, why not? Take both.
Alright, so this is starting to look like a very desperate fight as well. You catch the OD in the spot lane, the snowball also expended. Here's again, Hobbitay just staying a bit of it was brought in there. And for the OD to be...
Yeah, no Baba gonna task. They survive a team fight, but your Rax is completely exposed. You need it. They have 2 tinies to work with. God, AOE range form Morphling.
Yeah.
Scary.
I don't know. This Morphling is just absolutely disgusting. I'm really running out of words at this point. They even throw the nullifier and attempt to.
Yeah, it's a cool now. Buy Rax. Fortificated, but that's 5 seconds of him just dodging one spell.
I'm just speechless. I'm just literally speechless here. This Morphling is just so big, but they get the jump on. They got the buyback coming in for the OD, and this might just be the last fight of the game. However, there's already Asa using his ulti there. They do catch Mouse. They're chasing onto S-Skills. He does cancel the ulti on the Underlord. Meanwhile, Waga is clearing at the backlines, trying to catch the OD. Dimko forced to use his prison out as well. Another BKB coming in from S-Skills, and still trying to get the catch here. They do find Waga, but he does have an Aegis, however, and he's actually thrown invis by the Glimmer Cave there. They finally get at least the Aegis popped out, and now Cube standing in the tree line waiting for that jump in possibility, and Waga gets away for now. The chase is still on. Another short block coming out as well, and Odie, he's been hit by the E-Blade, and there's the Dagon as well, and Hobbitay just throwing out his ulti on the high ground, and Lifestealer is the target to be caught in it. The Pit of Malice thrown onto 3, but still they only catch Hobbitay, and that's the only one that's really gonna fall on these multi-shot adaptive strikes. Catching the Underlord too, and forcing the Lifestealer to TP back to base, and I think everyone... There's like 3 buybacks and a 4 for 4.
No, indeed. That's your big tool against this. Too much death profit on this high ground, you can say.
And Waga's literally just turned into one of the tankiest heroes at the moment as his morph target. BKBs and TPs back home.
Radiant's middle tower is taking damage.
Oh boy.
They struggle a little bit pushing the high ground now. It's starting, but still, you're 30k gold ahead. There should really be no issue here. He is 8,000 gold above the Lifestealer on his morph. He's not going for the butterfly. The only thing that is practically stopping him is the rage. He can't burst him down with the pipe.
Well, it's been 40 minutes, and as mentioned before, it's been all LOTV of this game. I don't even want to...
Adaptive strike.
the one thing that I kind of don't like, and at the same time it's kind of interesting to watch, but it's not really handy, the win probability graph that's given by the thing from Dota. But I don't even dare to look at it at this point. They catch the Tusk as well, just explosions everywhere, and Asya, he will die, or well, yeah, actually does get a CP out in time, so that's just the tanky Underlord right
Guardian
there.
Greaves coming through.
Got him.
Yeah, the Greaves saved him there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like holding on to this game with their teeth and claws at this point.
Rage full side.
And I like
Cube's
Cube's build as well, because they are basically setting everything onto this Morphling, and the rest of the team working around it. But having the Dagon on the Tiny, while Morphling has the E-Blade. I mean, why not?
Yeah, why not indeed?
You just get the chance, you can burst the OD down. You get the opportunity, you go for it.
Foster Rage. There's an Nexus that I'd like to work with. He has a BKB.
Waga's actually going really deep with this Tiny form. Tossing backwards the Underlord as well. They do catch S-Skills. The Nullifier instantly removed by the BKB, actually landing first. And there we have the fight happening here. And heroes are really, really low at this point. Asya gets bursted down. Dimko gets killed by the Zeus ulti. And this is definitely game at this point. Lifestealer's gone. And GG 2-0 for LeftOne TV.
Yeah, big lead in just the early game. It's not my own score. I think this was not only an outdraft with the Morphling, they just had no answer to him. There was no big silence. They had nothing to stop him. And then the laning phase went for an absolute disaster for them, with only one lane remotely breaking even, and just LeftOne TV 10. Well deserved, that is.
Yeah, that was really, really well performed, and there was no question about LOTV's success in this second game. The first game was really tight, and you could really see that either of these teams can win a game in this series. But then second game, no doubt about it. It was just LOTV did a really, really good job. But as we finish this series, we are almost ready to start the next game. That will be Comanche versus Brestamons on this channel. The Russian stream will
start right away.
Yeah, that will start right away. So we'll have a very, very minor short break and just jump straight into the game as we finish off our short break. So next up, Brestamons versus Comanche. Alright, we are just about to start the draft between behind the schedule as the game was some minutes ago, but we just TV and team. Now, this series we will be jumping to Group A. So both of these teams, they still haven't faced off against any of the other teams. Gambit did take on Saints, team that is now replacing Team Kingdra, who were originally invited into the tournament one day before the Bungie came in to save the day. And then we have Brestamons coming from Belarus. So they're the team that we are considering to, especially now that Kingdra's out and Comanche some points out of this group.
Yeah, I think they definitely have the chance here, especially Comanche. So, actually, Com18 Ungi.
Yeah,
but
it's not the same as Comanche. Yeah.
It's kind of the same. We have a lot of players lingering around from that stack, so everybody, or almost everybody's just was in that lineup for once, and I think it's a great name. Just throwing it on. They don't know why they can't take the official one. It's not a full revive yet, but it's a damn strong squad. I've seen them taking down a lot of good Russian pop star or Russian 5 stacks in those qualifiers. They actually solidly finished on the top places in all the big qualifiers for majors and minors. Totally biased for them. I'm hoping Comanche, that's coming away game, at least one I expect. They played so solid so far, and this is kind of their debut against like tier 2 teams on stage, that is. So, rest them on stage, obviously. I really like the Comanche lineup, so I'm absolutely to have a good shot at coming out of this group stage, making it to the playoffs. Especially excited for the Gambit game, that is.
But now, into the draft itself for this series between Breastamans and Com18 Angie, there is a Bounty Hunter starter for the Russian stack and the Bane Naga from Brestly getting through here. We've seen it banned.
I think in Bounty Hunter anyways, they probably okay to actually come out. Once you can glimpse back the Naga, reposition her in the fight. Right now, Breastamans is the in the fight. You press that song, nobody's moving 6 second song.
Yeah.
Pair it up with someone like a Gyrocopter, and you have a potent combo.
10 seconds to pick.
Second banning phase kicking in, and we have Luna banned this time, and not entirely. I think it's just he is one of the stronger spells to come out of the team coming out from the song with that. So even though Naga in a way like laning and snare, but if you have Mantov Colding, Luna is a very mobile hero too. So
yeah, not only this time, nobody banned it out. Where Wisp is with the recent changes to the Spirit, seems a little bit nerfed, a little bit harder to actually play with. But that has a change. Like if you have a Luna constantly running out with a strong ultimate, it's so crazy what you can actually do with the Wisp. So what you can do is you Tesla your Wisp to the Luna, you upgrade the Luna ultimate, cast it on the Wisp, and you can release the Tesla and just have a Death Star of Doom running around on the battlefield, coming up with a Naga Siren, like any hero, and it's so potent. Like nobody can come near the Wisp, and to the addition that Wisp is actually just great as a hero, especially if you have heroes that that lack attack speed. For example, the Luna. Phantom Hunter, as an example, they banned it right there. Just getting rid of all the big targets that profit so much from a Wisp that gets a good start. With the Comanche lineup, I can see the Wisp still in there. It would be difficult, but hey, if anyone, they will manage.
Yeah, it's possible they could bring out an IO. Spirit Vessel will demolish the hero pretty well, but if you can't pull off a lot of kills and start stacking up earn charges and turning them into a Spirit Vessel later on, IO's going to be a definite problem, because it's just one item, basically, and that only helps in big fights. But if you want to look on pickoffs, you need to have plenty of burst damage, so that your opponent doesn't get the relocate save, which is also very nasty to play against. Underlord doesn't exactly bring that out, but some sustain for team fight.
So you don't like the Underlord here?
What?
You don't like the Underlord here?
It's not bad. It's just not the, so to say, more interesting heroes to watch, because you don't really make huge plays with this hero. You just basically you can get TPs out. Well, not yeah. Really. I mean, at least in the experience that I've seen Underlord being played, I haven't really seen this hero being superiorly good in like, so that you can really highlight this hero out. But it's just one of those offlaners that kind of work as a background kind of character. So you make these small things happen, which create the big picture.
You're forgetting something here. They have the most, or the best disengage you can possibly have in a team fight.
They do.
You look at the Naga Siren song into Unload Ultimate, and you're gone. And they won't get a single hero if you time it right.
10 seconds to pick.
That is true. And now especially
I like that
just
answer.
Doom out, though.
He also, undervalued fact, Underlord can actually go for the Guardian Greaves, which he usually likes to pick up, actually. And you have that free purge on the Bounty Hunter track, because it is a dispel. So I like the utility he brings to the table. You also have 3 lane-winning heroes. Underlord, naturally strong on the lane. Bane can absolutely wreck the mid lane. Naga Siren as a roamer, that too. Like, they're all pretty tanky early on. They have a lot of armor and sustain. I like it a lot. Jakira's gonna have trouble locking anyone down here.
Neither team has actually picked any cores yet, so we might get some surprising picks here in the end. Doom does take away some heroes, such as like Faceless Void and Timbersaw, which are really just demolished by Doom. Morphling, well, a Lincoln carrier, so I guess this is a reasonable pick. Doom doesn't really have anything to break the Lincolns unless he grabs one of those trolls from the jungle to throw the web and then follow it up by a Doom, or build an item which pops it. But I do like this Morphling pick here, because once again there's the Jakiro on your opponent's side. You can use all these slows for your advantage. Also, not the Ice Path itself, but the Dual Breath and Liquid Fire both are fairly handy on Morphling when you have the morph thrown out. gives you extra chase too. Jakiro doesn't really care about the E-Blade burst because, I mean, if you've got any magic resistance on your team, Jakiro's a super tanky support. He's got a very big high health pool. He's not exactly the most mobile hero either. And he doesn't really care about the Morphling. But this hero...
You talk too much, I wanted to call it. Yeah, OD, just a super solid choice. Free removal of the Nagasauran Legions if it ever comes to that. You have a great hero against the Underlord unless he builds a Blade Melt, and you just sit in a corner and cry until you have a BKB. And against the Morphling, yeah, he can absolutely run over Morphling, and that big burst damage is what you fear on the Morph. Now, Morph might even look into as Lincoln Sphere and BKB, and BKB is usually not an item you want to go for. Like, if you can avoid it, you avoid it, and that's good. But I must say, last pick is still completely open for Koenchi, and well, what exotic hero are we about to witness here? Is it just the standard Gyrocopter Terrorblade? I don't think it's a Terrorblade. Like, that's the last thing you want to give away if you play up against the Morphling. Gyrocopter kind of similar situation, so maybe a strength carry. Maybe, I don't know. What about an Alchemist?
I don't know. Lifestealer somewhat works really well against the OD.
No.
But
you're talking boring heroes now. Give me something exciting.
Exciting heroes? Exciting
also,
farming
Lifestealer
heroes?
is kind of... We saw it last game. If Comanche picks up the Lifestealer here, you're dealing with an Enraged Morphling and a Bane and a Naga Siren. So that's a Root, that's an ultimate that pierces your rage, that's a rage you give away, and Underlord who restricts you in the fight. So.
A Morphling for Breastaments. Sorry, a Lifestealer for Breastaments is what I was thinking here. Because it's really
fit.
It's really good against the OD and the Doom both.
Only 10
but
seconds.
then you put like your Morphling mid against
exactly,
an OD,
and they'll
that's a disaster.
Yeah, they don't really have like the potential laning matchups if they pick a Lifestealer here, so they want to have a hero which could either both work in the safe or the mid lane, so they can still move around and get some flexibility into this draft, how they're going to set up their lanes and what are the matchups that they want to establish. I don't know.
What's the carry? I'm going all out here. We're gonna see an Alchemist farming. I want to see it. Just go for it. You gotta go with the crazy draft sometimes, you know. It's probably going to be something like a Chaos Knight, but someone with PL ban out. There's like no big illusion hero left, and the last thing is the Terrorblade. Never give away Metamorphosis to Morph.
I don't know. I feel like they're gonna bring out Juggernaut.
I can see that work. Yeah, it looks pretty solid.
It can be anything.
Oh, it's the Disco Pony. We're going double core, so D safe lane Leshrac for the mid lane, Doom for the off lane. On the side of Breastamans, however, what is their fancy pick for the mid lane? Because the partner was just banned out. That would have been my next choice. Are we dealing with, like, I don't know, a Skyrev mage? Maybe? There's a lot of stuff to be worried about. Or, like, mid Rubik. Just think about it. Mid Rubik? Come on. Gotta get excited here.
Mid Rubik. Yeah, that would definitely spice things up.
Rubik is
Are they gonna bring something interesting?
No. Just another bird.
Just another bird.
Red lane. Or more like the board versus board lane. Get it? Bird and board? That was really funny.
Yeah, I'm really bad with puns. I think someone else might have appreciated that joke a bit more than I do. Anyway, Leshrac and Visage brought out as the last picks for both teams, and yeah, do we actually have any new heroes on the table? Doom, maybe? And the Bounty Hunter, actually.
Seen Doom before. No, we have seen Bounty and Doom before, that is.
Alright, so...
Fairly sure, so no new heroes here. No Elder Titan moment for you. A little bit interesting Leshrac pick, I would say. Both lineups look solid. Not so solid because Breastamans did actually pick up the Morphling. That is everything but a solid hero, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Get it?
Get it.
Alright. I stop, I promise. No more bad German humor. But yeah, going back to lineups, I think this Doom will play a really big role. However, there is a Visage to deal with, and Visage, kind of the underdog pick here. If he reaches level 6, that's a lot of damage you're looking against. You have the OD to remove the birds completely from the field, but Leshrac doesn't do as much. Same with Bounty Hunter. Like, you don't kill those birds in a fight. Nobody has high enough attack speed to actually get rid of them.
Yeah. It is very true
Doom
that...
completely gets stomped on.
Both of these teams are playing with their original rosters, so I don't believe there's any changes to that.
Everything in yourself you feel
I
Or are
believe
there,
you are
actually?
correct.
Am I? Am I correct?
For once.
I believe. I'm pretty certain we are with the correct rosters from both teams. You can also double check these on Join Dota and Liquipedia, where you can also check the rosters. I believe we have a link somewhere nearby to throw to you guys in chat, so you can take a look at the brackets too, and you'll be seeing them between the what's it called? The time between games is called a. It's not a permission. It's something. You know what I'm talking about.
Intermission.
Intermission, not the premission. Intermission, that's the one. Anyway, let's get into this game. We've already got our lane set up pretty much like a Naga Underlord on the off lane, and I believe didn't we have an Underlord getting a support from? Was it Tusk was supporting him in that previous game? I believe he did have a lane support with him.
Yeah, he had pretty much no one around. Like, he was at the start, I think at the start he had someone, but then they quickly disappeared.
Yeah, quickly disappeared,
They did force the Tusk to go to the bottom lane to help out with Jakiro in the last game. So, yeah, they did pretty well.
Love to win actually gets the stun onto the Morphling. At that level 1 Morph isn't really saving Morphling's day here. He does get away because of that one lacking hit. That was surprisingly a lot of damage that Leshrac stun did onto the Morphling. That was like half of his health pool.
It's 120 damage, not too bad. I still have to deal with Immersion just stalking the Morph, trying to get him while he's tangling up.
Yeah.
Really rationed his Morph there. If he's sitting on like 2 HP with the Tango, he regens a lot from only 1 Tango, but hey, can't really afford the damage, so... I like the lane they're playing, with the Bounty just sticking right. Infernal Blade is a threat to deal with on the Morph, because it's damage over time, something you never deal well with. Immersion already looking, yeah, he's gonna cut the creep wave here as well. That's great play. That's gonna help out Doom so much. Doom is one of the heroes that usually does okay, because he can snack up one of the creeps in the jungle and get something out of it, but only level 2. So you want to enable this level 2 for him, so he gets the favorable lane. And with the Soul Pull, like... Hell, might as well be Bounty Hunter and Doom getting level 2 from this.
Yeah, definitely. Top lane taking quite of a beating from Nyx and Misha. Last heroes at 250 health or so. That double mango on both of these heroes, however. Actually, on all of these 4 heroes in the top lane. It's a double mango seems to be the strat, and I've still said it like 5 times to myself, and I finally realized that. I think 2 mangoes is good, 3 mangoes is luxury.
I mean, there has been that one strat on Underlord where you build a stout healer and 5 mangoes. I've seen it work. It works if you don't deal with any big DPS. If like against a Gyrocopter, for example, it works because you just regen in between his hits.
Yeah.
Talking about regen, so bad didn't have enough mangoes it seems, and just gets it down how it run. Arcane Opal D. Mango coming in handy because he had that mana to back it up. After getting really lucky with his essence already, not getting a single proc on 5 hits. I hate it when that happens.
We have the fixed logos now done as well, man. Production value. That's exactly the term here to be used. Leshrac is... I'm not sure if he's in trouble already against this Visage because he doesn't really have any regen. Just picked up the bottle of the courier, so that should buy some time and help survive a bit longer. And so he, well, almost level 4 in Visage. And that is actually a good start for him. 11 last hits as well, no denies. What do you think about BZZ's Doom? He has 7 denies. How is he pulling off this many denies already at the start?
Yes, oh god, mid. Harassing me again, but hey, it's Visage. Sorry for derailing there, just the gang. Visage is so good against the Leshrac mid because Leshrac relies on this Lightning Storm hits to really harass him out. And with the Gravekeeper's Cloak, you just don't take damage. Like, it's... yeah, you don't get zoned out at all, neither with the Bounty Hunter that is.
He's 14 CS already in this bot lane. Naga's also bit of a well, I mean, he's got his mangoes, so if he stays long enough in the tree line, he'll probably pull it off. But X is already giving some harassment to last hero, building a couple intelligence stacks as well. Throws the fire onto the ground. It won't be enough, and Immersion picks that last hit off, and it will be already 2-0 for Command G.
Yeah. Com 18,
18
on
on
G,
G,
please.
Yeah,
That's not complicated at all during team fights.
I know.
No, just call him Command G. And make it vague so it doesn't look like either a J or a CH.
Yeah, I'll just try and hide the numbers in between somehow. And BCC will be punished in the end in that bottom lane, so Pyle will be the first kill for him of this game. And last hero, meanwhile, might have extended a bit too far once again. He does get health from Sobat throwing the web in, and actually Nyx does go down.
And
might
Misha.
actually catch Misha too. Yeah, that will be a double kill.
And Immersion.
Triple. That will be a triple.
Oh no, it's the dreaded Kornaga siren.
Yeah. That worked out really
Everything
well.
but not the Kornaga. Please, mercy. Gonna take a beating here, but hey, that's some free money going his way. Wow, 950 gold for the Naga siren out of nowhere. And that's what you want to see on the position 4. I can tell you that much. Ouch.
That worked out really well in the end of that top lane, because Underlord did quite a lot of work there and actually turned around for a couple extra hits. Meanwhile, they were all focused onto the Underlord, while the Naga just showed up out of nowhere. But now again, Sohi does end up stunned. Will he actually get out? It's got to be a tight one. They do get it, but then again, Bane, level 3. Okay, he doesn't have the mana. Well, that will be a...
But yet, what you were saying is, this Underlord did work by literally not doing any work, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Classic Underlord right there.
Boring hero.
I disagree. He's fun to play.
Yeah, that could be. I mean, I haven't really played that hero much to be an expert on the.
Then you dare judging him?
I know, it's just basically like
gank mid. Not again.
4 heroes in mid, and they will catch that Visage.
Surprise!
It's like you have to make that kill count at that point when you got 4 in mid.
Yeah, but I like this play a lot. So he's level 5 on the Visage, and he's completely getting zoned out in mid. There's just nothing he does. Oh look, Free Sentry spots the bounty, but they just sit around him with this aggressive ward in the mid lane behind the tower even. They just see any rotation. He can't even find that level 6 on the Visage. He has to run back on lane.
Well, Misha gets a kill into the Naga Siren in that top lane. Bit of a return kill after giving away that triple to the Naga.
Value Shrine as well.
Yeah. And Morphling's now finally gotten up to pace. So where BCC was at 14 and 7, is now 25 denies for the Morphling. So this is pretty much just the same as what Waga pulled off in that previous game with his Morphling. And actually, another fight breaking loose in this top lane. They find last hero for how many times? That's the 3rd one, actually. It's not much that the Underlord can really do at this point. If you don't get help from your teammates, you might as well just try and do your best at that. And, well, won't get too much into that because we've already got heroes rotating to that middle lane. Visage, they're really trying to deny that level 6 from him. But as they scout,
frustrating.
As soon as they spot that movement, Visage is already as well moved behind that tier 1 tower. So they got what they wanted. They're slowing him down second by second, but he is very close to that level 6.
Yeah, they give a lot of space away to Pierre on the Morphling, who's not interrupted in his farm at all. He's sitting on 44 last hits compared to the 36 of the OG on the top lane. Mid lane is looking really good for the Leshrac. He's 16 last hits over the Visage. Finally level 6 now.
Alright, they will find the Naga here, but they do have the Visage birds around. And not quite enough, and the deny is thrown out as well, and I Love to Win will go down. So Sohi, with the help of those birds, saves his teammate, but also gets a kill in return. So that was a good individual performance, so to say, as it looked like the Naga was going down. They could have probably tried to get more, but Visage birds, scary thing to have around.
That's the reason Visage is so popular right now, because this birds just wreak absolutely havoc in the fight. Like, if Visage gets enough levels as a mid-hero, especially with the Dominator coming into play, like he's all building it at blank without any other items. I'm going Dominator, anything else doesn't matter. Yeah, and there's really, besides UD, nobody can quickly burst down those birds. No attack speed, Leshrac still needs some time. No, free courier, nice. Finds it over here in the body.
Into your heart.
Let's see if we can rack up a same amount of stolen courier kills that we had in the Epicenter Open qualifiers. He throw the Doom onto the Morphling, but he's already got his strength morph up, and I'll have to win. I'll make a short work of this Bane.
Take the Bane instead, but there's smoke
Now
protection
top
coming in top.
lane, yeah, they are instantly rotating elsewhere as they see this fight happening in that bot lane. And OD, the big pickoff, they need to catch him. He's trying to get away. The Grave Chill also slowing him down. Naga coming in from the side, but the birds will finally give out the vision, and they catch Immersion as well. They get the Pit of Malice and the web on top of that. And it will be a double kill for the Visage.
Top tower is being attacked.
Yeah, that was really nicely done. That shouldn't really happen. They had to water mid. They spotted out the smoke rotation over here.
Oh, Leshrac getting caught by his own stun by Morphling's morph. Oh boy.
Out discourage.
Yeah. Can you actually taunt as the Leshrac when you're...
I don't know.
Is-
It should be, right? That must be a thing, please. That would be... I would actually support morphing picks if that was the case.
Yeah, like,
I told
every time you
your
see a
enemy
Morphling, you just pick
how
Leshrac
badass.
and just shout in chat, "Pick me, pick me!"
No. It's the other way around. It's
Yo,
when
you
you
pick
when
a
you
Morph-
when
they
you see
see a
the
Leshrac.
Leshrac,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
pick
yeah,
the Morphling.
Alright,
Yeah,
Naga's...
Naga's trouble mid.
Yeah, he's
Gonna fall. Doesn't even need the stun.
Yeah.
Level
Great
5 on the
minds
band
think
here.
alike. Well, at least the glyph used and quickly making their way back to the spot lane. BCC, I'll have to win Immersion.
Bottom tower is being
They
attacked.
actually do back away from that tower because they end up losing their own one in the top one, but now they look for kills here. They find the OD. A couple of right clicks should do Pyle.
Fake.
Nyx
Didn't
couldn't
skin off
quite,
Inch.
yeah, he couldn't quite kill off the Underlord. And now looking for the web, connecting because there's a nice little ward placed down here. And Chikiro, no TP for you, my friend. Double kill for Pyle. And back to bot lane.
Back to bot lane, but wait, there's more. 3 team 1 just to claim with the birds. Might get it.
Oh, you got and the stun as
But
well
at
into
what
the base.
cost?
Wow.
No cost. Gets the Bane as well. Worth it. Actually does make it worth it with Leshrac finally getting a kill there.
Yeah.
Struggled so much, but he's going straight for the Bloodstone. It means he can farm wherever he wants, so he has a top apparently.
Yeah, they are. And they've actually got the Doom thrown out onto the Morphling, so he's really defenseless. And last hero might actually... Ooh, might actually survive. And then a bit of a dive happening. There's a haste rune. It's going to be a contest for...
Yeah.
That was important. A kill. An Immersion, he's still...
See right here.
The
He's gonna
stuns,
go.
they are just about to start getting back
Oh,
into the
no.
game. And Fishman getting stunned on the hot.
Chain feed.
He will pick up a double kill. And one of them will be
Oh.
going for Misha.
Don't look at the fight recap, it's horrible.
Let's take a look.
Oh.
Ah.
3 kills. That's about the best Team 6, like, ever. Just... That really hurt. That's 2,000 gold you will never get back, and that actually sets them back. Like, Morph is still strong to find his link, he's on top of the network shot.
And always these parts where you've got someone tracked and you kill them, but you also have a lot of your teammates around in these, because usually when you're looking for kills, you have at least 2 heroes or 3 heroes. In this case, they were using 4 heroes in that mid lane to try and catch these kills, so all of them get their share of the track. And also the XP, but Naga having to throw his ulti out. At least they have the power to disengage. So,
But more importantly, second tower they deny.
yeah, that as well.
It's actually a big win. I think trading out his song and like 1-2 tracks for like tower deny when Visage is so gold staffed already, that's a good enough trade. Like ideally at this point on the Visage you want to have like a Solar Crest or like a Hood of the Hood of Defiance? Wow, we're in full defensive mode on the Visage. That's usually not an item you would expect. But I guess with so much magic damage around him. Oh, again. Smoke.
That will unfortunately reveal this attempt, but however, Pi looked up and they know that this Morphling is sitting in the mid lane, but it could also be a bait.
Oh, the blink
However, bot
into
lane,
the ward.
Nyx will be webbed, and the ulti used by Bane, so they will get this OD kill. Still, despite being scouted, they catch it off, but they're instantly coming to the rescue of the Morphling,
muted.
but he is not getting anywhere, and he will go down. BZZ immersion. Misha still thinking about probably going in because they ult under a ward, and they saw exactly how many pull down. This is the perfect time to strike the stun. They get a little extra on top of that.
But Josh, how do they gank this Naga? Well, you just go and stun her. That should work.
Walked into
Like,
the
you didn't even
restaurant
need a
and
team
walked into the restaurant. The waitress comes up. Who ordered a free dessert?
Pretty much. There. That's gonna transition into another tower push here. Liquid Fire, Edict up and running. They're gonna potentially trade out, but I don't think the Visage even fast enough to go for this trade.
They are giving their best attempt to at least defend this bottom tower, finish up the top tower at the same time, but still, TPs are coming in slowly. Still nothing to catch this Leshrac, and this Disco Pony bouncing his way back to his own side of the map.
Yeah, I like what they're doing here. This is just we secure towers, we get bloodstone charges. They don't want to lose grip of this game. Like, they know what they're up against. They're against the Morphling, and only Leshrac is keeping track on them. Actually, the OD too, but OD a bit mediocre this game, besides the fact that he seems to never have mana since the change. Just, yeah, you have a 40% to restore, and for the people that know, it actually changed the arcane opposite. You utilize way more mana now. It's like 40 more mana per cast, and it tends to cast it quite often.
Yeah. They are trying to look for Doom in the top lane, but he's already moved out. Are they actually defending this bot tower? Alright, they are. They're giving the firepower, and they're going to bring down this OD, but he does have a blink available. They need to time this. And he will actually get the blink out, but the birds are already there. However, Misha getting the ice path from the other side. Now they have to catch this OD, because this is the reason why they came into this. And actually, Jakiro trying to get a TP out. He will make his way to safety, but Nyx, he's taken away.
Cooldown increased from 14 to 15 seconds on the blink dagger. That really, he might have had a chance with the escape, but wow. What a play by the birds. That was just so well executed. So they expected the movement. They covered the top over here on the map with the Naga Siren. The Underlord was sitting here. The Visage Bird actually flew in this direction already, cutting off any TP or any blink TP location. That was well executed, and I completely predicted and just outplayed him.
Dire's bottom tower under fire.
Still in the lead for Team Loyalty here, and well, Brestomus is still holding on to this. They still have a Morphling they can create to become bigger in this game. He's been pretty much farming quite a lot, but he has been caught by these support rotations, especially that Doom working so well against the Morphling, but he's very close to getting that Linken's, and that's going to make a huge difference. Even though there are a lot of single target spells that Team Loyalty have, they can pop it with the track, Shuriken, Leshrac's Lightning Storm, and OD's Prison, which Prison's not exactly the highest cast range, same with the Shuriken, but still, at least the track, they can use it all the time to get the stun out, and once again, Morphling will be caught here, and that's not even the first time this is gonna happen. Looking like a very, very troublesome fight here. Leshrac held in place. He does have 18 Bloodstone charges. The heroes on Radiant side are dropping. Vision will go down, so he's still alive, but he finally ends up going down. Misha picking up a double kill, and is that actually it? Is that okay? It looks like GG.
Wow, they couldn't kill. They couldn't kill the Lash. He got the birds. He survived the fight. That was all they had. A 90 minutes GG call. I understand the decision because the Morph just didn't hit off, and the Doom just completely, whenever Morph showed up, there was a Doom with a Blink Dagger just running them over, and I guess we have a short game done. Okay.
That was surprisingly short, and I mean, they might have had some chance later on in the game, but still, it's kind of delaying what looked like an inevitable end anyway, so they would have lost quite a lot in that one push from Com18 and G. So I guess they just want to, like, let's give away this one game at this point. We can try and hold on to it, but what good is it actually going to do to us hoping onto a small chance? I mean, it's not like a give-up mentality. It's more about, like, let's focus on the next game and try and take a victory from there.
Yeah, I think they just cut their losses, saying like, "Hey, this didn't work out. Let's change this up." And
yeah, Well,
I mean, the
anyway,
Morphling did kind of get outpicked, and there was so much pressure on the Visage, he never got online.
that is very true. That the series did end. I mean, this game from this series did end a bit sooner than what expected. But Komanji taking first game against the Brestamons will be back for game 2 very shortly. Don't go anywhere.
on Joonatan Haakvist, Safety Trainersin perustaja ja meidän
Veikkaan 60 € per naama.
It will be the second game between the Brestamans and Com18 and G as the first game, which was the quickest game we've had so far in the Taurora Invitational Heroes Week stage. Of course, T-Panda joined by Bottom of the Moon Bottom. The first game didn't really give us much to tab onto. What about now? Brestamans, the team we've been talking about, that is a team that can really try and challenge these higher scale teams, especially the teams that they have in their group, possible of taking a draw from Com18 and G in the second game.
I think if we look at any matchup, this would probably be the draw we are looking for. It's the most. I would seem like it's one of the closest matchup in the entire group stage, with like some exceptions. But they seem fairly evenly matched, with Brestamans getting a little bit caught off guard by the pick last time. I think they're gonna make it up this time. I banned out the Bounty Head for sure. Razor out as well. Might be looking towards an Omni Knight draft, banning it out in total, because last game Brestamans had no lane winner. They had a Visage sitting in mid, getting run at. Morph couldn't kill anybody, and they had no supports. Actually made it look easy for them. And this time might be looking towards like an Omni Knight, like the Jakiro for themselves this time, just to really solidly win the lanes, because yeah, they practically lost all the lanes in the last game.
Nature's Prophet, Razor, Lifestealer also banned, but there are still several heroes that haven't been picked in this tournament. There are a lot that will probably be showing up later on, and maybe some heroes are just basically
Techies pick when?
like the Trump picks that they probably want to save up till the playoffs, if there are some teams are capable that already know that they want to go for that spot and they really want to have it. Some teams might have to bring out their pocket struts earlier, but they've done their research against all the teams they have in their group, and just try to live with what are their strengths, what are their opponent's strengths, and then maybe bring out something special of their own. And some teams usually do have that very interesting pick that they bring in, and they play it in a completely different way that others usually do. Maybe a different itemization type, maybe rolling, like for example a position for Morphling, which just max out the stun to get yourself a stun set up for other heroes that you have, just as an example. I mean, a techie.
Somebody has to play techies here. Yeah, also, like, there's so many heroes in one big, like, Magnus Juggernaut combination that just wrecks everybody. Because, you know, we see Tusk in every game. Not particularly a Tusk fan. I like those heroes like, I don't know, Magnus, Shadow Fiend +1 to set it up. That kind of heroes, but it's kind of hard pulling these off. Yeah, we have seen him before, a couple of times, but not really in that position where he just lives to be that big RP. Like usually time he transitions into I give splash damage to everybody so we can farm fast and out farm our opponent. But hey, first pick Leshrac, there we go.
Alright, so same
And
picks,
Kumanji,
different draft order.
Yeah, Kumanji, they did that throughout all the open qualifiers. Just Leshrac, Lina whenever they can pick it up, one of those. It's similar to the style of some Chinese teams. A lot of my would come to mind. We're just hey, like here's like we have XXS, we have Super. We run Lina, we run Leshrac, just the bursty magic damage mid heroes, and then build a physical damage team around that. Yeah, there's the Night Stalker coming out to reinforce this, and also rule out any Night Stalker against the Leshrac, which is really a nightmare to deal with on the lane.
What do Breastomans want to go? Do you think this Underlord pick is still stable?
Well, not too much of a fan of the Underlord against the Leshrac. It is okay, but you have to build in the pipe now. It restricts the Underlord. You won't get the Crimson Guard. You're going out on a limb just to reach that pipe and then start itemization for you. Also, not that cool against the Night Stalker, I guess. Night Stalker tends to get defensive items as well from a 4 position. That is, as the roamer, not from the 3. So you make more space for the Night Stalker with this pick just passively. Tusk is more of the control hero that you want to use to set up. So you have like right now you have the shards with the Pit of Malice, keep people in Firestorm with the Warlord's Punch, which is a nice combination. But I don't think it's enough burst damage just yet. So would be no surprise to me if we just see like a Lina coming at him or like a Shadow Fiend, somebody that can utilize the Tusk to just really set up for the Leshrac and deal damage to him.
I believe Shadow Fiend could actually really well fit together with the Tusk. Also,
yeah,
the early game pressure, like having the shards, enabling getting those raises out more surely. If you could just block the stairs with a set of ice shards, you can really position your Shadow Fiend in a completely different way. That you can just get all of your 3 raises out, added with a couple right-click hits, and Tusk will do the rest of the work with the body blocks, etc. So if you're playing against the Leshrac, that would be a very, very nice situation to be in, even though Lesh would still have a stun and probably the help of teammates like the Night Stalker later on in the laning phase can be very, very annoying, especially if Breastomans want to pick another caster into their draft. So they more likely want to take an approach with probably 2 right-clicking heroes by the looks of it. I mean, everything is still possible, but I just kind of feel like they need to Warlock.
I want to see a Warlock from Kumanji. That's something they did before, so it wouldn't be that much of a surprise. It is a bit risky against Unlord, but if you manage to land the Fatal Bonds to the Unlord and Tusk, you can hit this Unlord to eternity and everybody takes damage. So with the Leshrac, Fatal Bonds together with Leshrac, that is some big amount of damage coming out, trust me.
That is quite the something, it's true.
Nope.
No Viper, please.
You rather have the Naga Southern core? Be happy with your Viper pick.
Oh dear. Alright, well, Viper, we all know how Viper works, but you think it's reasonable.
You don't know how Viper works? He only has 2 buttons. How can you not know how he works?
Exactly. That's what the Viper fits in.
You right-click on Q, so you always win every trade you make, even if you have a Razor and a Bane on you. And then you press R occasionally, and if you have a passive, then you can level up your W, otherwise you ignore that. Simple as that. There you go, Viper to 5k.
Breastomans still have almost all of the reserve time. Kamei Tenanji actually used almost like 1.5 minutes with the draft so far. He's still got plenty of time to think, but this Viper is a very, very open pick, I believe. Witch Doctor against the Viper. Alright, well, I mean, the Maledict actually does bypass quite a lot of what Viper usually has, is that very tanky type of hero is very hard to take down, so Maledict will add up to it. Now you just need something who can actually hit the Viper. You still need to kill this hero at some point of the game.
Yeah.
You can't just completely ignore it, even though you hate...
Fire, but now you have to hit him.
Even though you hate the fact that you actually have to man fight against the Viper, but you just have to do it. I mean, there's no other way you're going to kill this hero except actually run onto him. You can outplay Viper a bit, but he just has these attack range abilities. Can even go for a cheeky Dragonlance at some point as well, because Hurricane Pike isn't the worst item pickup for a Viper
more
either.
More control to the mix. Sand King Night Stalker do offlane coming through. So it's might even be the position 5 Leshrac, but I highly doubt it. I think this is a core Leshrac. Oh, 3 and 3. Breastomans. What is that here you actually want against Viper? Do you even want to pick anything against Viper? maybe you close your eyes and hope you never encounter him on the lane. But
5 seconds. Hurry.
Well, Lesh could either be mid or off lane here. I believe this is a safe lane Viper and just lane it against the Underlord. You know, basically try and get that favorable matchup where Underlord will be just completely hopeless against this pick, and Viper will basically farm into those 1 or 2 basic items, like those basic flat items that enables you to do stuff, and then start participating with fights with the Night Stalker, and they've probably got the epicenter by then already on the Sand King. The Sand King could also be an offlaner pick here, but it's still all down to what Breastaments want to pick their last one, because Komate Angie still have the last pick in this draft, and they can still roll around 3 heroes in their draft at this moment. So they're looking strong with this draft that they have, and they haven't really revealed anything super powerful either, like something that really scares off the draft. These are pretty plain, basic picks in a way that they have.
Exactly. They're extremely plain. There's no spice in it just down to the last pick. This is, unfortunately, this looks like a Terrorblade game. You know, I don't for Comanche that is. There's a silence to be concerned about, but I don't really see him going down. You have Armor against the Witch Doctor. You have a good reflection target. It's just Terrorblade looks too strong to pass up on. Wonder if this is actually like the last ban. They also banned it PL. It can overwhelm the TB. There's still bursty heroes left in the pool that Breastaments could take up if they see it. But what is the carry on themselves? They can't really change their lineup at all. Well, Comanche, we can put Viper in the safe lane. We can put the Leshrac in the mid role, so they can wait and sit this out and wait for the last ban as the response. Breastaments, on the other hand, could be the Medusa.
Could be Medusa. Could also be CK probably as well, because there's PL's been banned. It could also be something that Com18 could maybe consider, but then again,
I'm calling it now. If they go CK, Comanche instantly go
more than just something. So, and having a couple items. I mean, if you already get yourself a Mask of Madness or something,
Lena ban.
I mean, with a Lena ban,
is this a Terrorblade for Breastaments? We
what
could
else?
also see Gyrocopter. I would say Gyro.
I think Gyro
unless I
as
missed
well.
the ban here.
I think Gyrocopter
because you have
would be
Witch Doctor
reasonable
to pair up with. You have the Tusk to restrict the movement into the homing missile. You have the Maledict to combo up and deal a lot of damage with the Rocket Barrage. And there's like no hero like an Aegis Prophet that has any summons that locks you down. The only thing you would have to look out for is that you just don't get Viper striked up in the fight and end up dying. Not a Morph pick, I would say. Morph doesn't look as good.
Yeah,
and for Comanche, I would say
would be a bit outcluded at this point.
For Comanche, I'm gonna say they're gonna pick up a Monkey King here. Looks really good to me. You instantly win against the Underlord. You have Viper against DP mid with one if not 2 supports homing in, and you have a powerful offlane.
Breastaments will finish their draft. They will take the Monkey King for themselves. So this Monkey King loses to Viper. I
wouldn't say lose to Viper.
You can't lane against the Viper as a Monkey King. It just doesn't work.
Not solo, but they're not gonna put him in a spot where he ever lanes up against the Viper. Like they're always gonna have a support, and that's a Luna. That's a good compensation. Like,
so support Lesh, offlane Sand King, and a mid Viper. Paya with a safe lane Monkey King. Alright, I mean, they still might change around the lanes, but at least positioning-wise, I think this Luna will be the late-game insurance for Com18. They've got a lot of stuns. That really enables Luna's chase a lot. They've got some teamfight ulti setups with Sand King. Lightstalker giving them some vision during nighttime. Could also think about a late Aghanim spate probably at some point, but like early game, if you just pick up a medallion, maybe even go straight up to Solar Crest, or just a medallion and an urn. This Night Stalker and Luna will work out really well. BZZ will be spending some time on the offlane with this Sand King, however, and it's just how quickly the Sand King will be able to time his Blink Dagger. But then, on the Breastaments side, that last pick, Monkey King, it can be, well, I mean, it's not a do-or-die kind of pick, but it's not exactly bad either.
Yeah, like both teams' lineup. I just feel like the Monkey King might get overwhelmed. If it goes to a late game, I would give him a shot for it because he's pretty good against the Luna. They can't really fight in the Monkey King all. They have some good burst potential, so I don't think he's able to actually run away with this game on the Monkey King. Yeah, the Luna lineup looks better to me. So I'm gonna with Komanji here. 2-0 straight up.
2-0 straight up is the call from Bottom. Still have some faith with Brestoman's their lineup. Then again, I do have to agree with the fact that Com 18, they just have such an easier lineup to execute. Like, the way these heroes work is pretty easy. They can go either for straight up pickups or just go for a straight up team fight and keep on going. It's kind of like a lineup that doesn't need to stop at one kill. You can just keep on going for more and more.
Talking about keep on going and some solid strat, Luna. Yeah, he has it all planned out.
And then when it comes to Brestoman's lineup, Monkey King with the Death Prophet, they still have a big ulti with a very long cooldown against a lineup that has a Viper and Night Stalker. These heroes are able to do so much early on. So every time DP ulti is down, they can counteract. There's still a Monkey King they have to take care of, and some people... I mean, Monkey King can be built in so many different ways.
Not into that many, actually, right now. You either struggle with finding enough damage, or you struggle with getting caught off guard. This is a game where you will get caught off guard. You have a Sand King out of nowhere. We have a Leshrac with stuns, so they have a lot of stun luck as well as a silence for him. He's not going to be that Monkey King that just turns around and kills 4 people, because... guess what? You have the Night Stalker Sing out with Crippling Fear. That's not only a silence doing that, it's also the 50% miss chance. That is really hard to play against on Monkey King. So he must build into BKB, Manta style, or MKB at one point, if not 2 of them. So I think this Monkey King is going to struggle by quite a margin, and I don't think that Soy on the Death Road will be enough to pull this game up for them. I think Viper's gonna snowball away together with the Luna, and they just have so much damage. Look at them. You have a Luna, and you have Sand King plus Night Stalker sitting in front line, which means you're gonna get any tower you ever contest. There's like no big defensive tool. Excuse me. There's no defensive tool for the Brestomans here to effectively defend any tower once the snowball keeps rolling for Komanji.
Already a straight-up smoke from the fountain for Brestomans, also known as the Dynamo Brestomans Football Club Esports Organization, or Esports, what do you call it? I'm so bad with English sometimes. I'm like lacking.
Esports Sports Club? What?
Esports Sports Club. Can you call that? I mean, it's not.
No, that was a joke.
I know.
Not like you would get it.
Yeah, exactly.
I got the worst jokes.
Boy.
My jokes are so bad, the Finnish caster can't even understand them.
Might just be my lack of humor as well. or so to say, I just have bad humor. I really don't know. I'm more like the daddy joke kind of dude. Every time I say something,
but
I think
I'm making them all the time, and you miss them.
I know. I mean, because I'm not saying you remind me of my dad, but I'm kind of like the. I'm saying like the person.
Oh, that's just turned from uncomfortable to weird.
I know. It's like that's the thing. Like I say something, I think it's funny, and everyone is silent for 5 seconds, and I'm like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Just like this, you just did it.
Like
you just did it. Oh my goodness, I hate you so much, but I still love you, man. Anyway, game is about to start. We've got the bounties underway and a bit of a bottom side invasion. Actually, they will take their top rune as well, and Tusk will be forced to use that shard block.
3 for 1.
3
With
for
the shard, that might have
1.
been actually. Hey, he hit the shard. If that wouldn't hit, then that would have been first blood, if not 4 runes.
Yeah.
That's good for them.
That is definitely good for them. Oh, Nyx is gonna enjoy his lane against Sohi with this Viper pick. Not quite sure this might be an even lane. It's gonna be really much down to the supports, how they're gonna be rotating around the map. How quick is Immersion gonna be able to grab early levels on this Night Stalker. And especially a Night Stalker on the first night, if he's still level 1, he's not that big of a use for his team. You can still set up ganks if your opponents are caught off guard. But I always rely on a Night Stalker being level 2 or 3, and he actually gets shard blocked here, has to wait for the duration. However, Luna already picked up his passive as the first one, actually the damage passive, or aura even, to shrug out.
That ensures that
damage.
they, that completely cancels out the Underlord, because it, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just not as effective on the lane, especially with immersion running through with his Night Stalker. Bad spot to be in, buddy.
His Alf no longer breaks from the Orb of Venom. The bottom lane at the same time, they're just constantly jumping on this Monkey King when they have the chance to connect a Burrow Strike always and follow it up with a Ledge Stun, because that's a Monkey King. He does now have his lane, so he actually uses very fast. He's going for the DD rune. They get the deny lane and just throw out too much.
And even that he made the rotation, they're absolutely even, which is not ideal. Not meaning he has the natural advantage over here.
And the DP when it comes to a 1 versus early levels. DP does get Spirit Sight, yes.
It's pretty much, every bring aggression. Offlane. You want to skip out the Sandstorm, you can spam.
And they're taking this creep wave to go under. Takes away the creep out.
He's doing fine on this lane. He should struggle, even if you hit 2 stuns. If you eat, I'm getting really low here. Couldn't heal in time.
Burrow Strike, but the short, too short. Yeah, what am I saying here?
50 more games that we got it nailed down. Snowball on apparently right now.
A LeftOne, well,
Get hit by him, and once you reach level 6,
he just said.
Plague our enemies, and that's not even the right for that hero.
You even started a campaign on the first day. I think we have the try.
I know. Just ignore it.
Yeah, boycott. Yeah, Night Stalker tried to go for a rotation, so he knows exactly. He's Stalker. There's also Misha Prophet off guard for just saw Misha
That
there.
was really great warding. Yeah, that's
Us trying right away.
stuff bottom. Also
Getting away.
really hard lane bottom, and the mid lane is getting good.
Yeah, they're still going.
But yeah, he's
now there's a monkey.
stop.
He's gonna go down again. In a laning stage. Win the lane, lose the game, but games it's still very actually DP trying to go all the way. No, not yet, not yet. There we go. Oh, he wants to set up the stun.
Insane mind games. He wants to stun just to try and force the
Of the Night Stalker, and now they're trying to chase connect the Burrow Strike there. So that's hero. There's the cast as well. The Maladin. No ulti available, but still nowhere to run. Double.
Let's break animation.
The ulti. Viper ulti thrown into so he'll go down. But then again, that's the one I was looking for. Still got the exorcism. The shards goes down, and I'm not sure if it's I love to win or I stun out onto the Death Prophet, and the Region of Ruin will be denied.
Tusk.
Oh, it's on Tusk.
So
All right.
actually, he reading straight here. They prepared for this. They know there's a Lucent Beam just sitting behind. So it's start. He's sitting slightly over. He's sitting slightly. He got that double kill with the killing spree, which is good, and they actually managed to find that Monkey King. Yeah, he can't trade with. Like, you fight against Tide, you fight against the bad in-between creeps, because he hits one creep, and he just completely... And you just don't get any farm against the SK. Especially if there's a follow-up stun on the left.
Go for a little... Well, it's not even a stack timer, but that's one way how you always get out. And the strike will finish the jump is available. And Misha will go down so bad. Again, Nyx
Beamed.
gives the vision and
As soon as possible, because they realize how far going for the Battle Fury. He realized I'm way too late on stats. He can't rely on the Jing farm that much. So
last hero pretty tanky, but however, BZZ, the stun, not even connecting. That was a very close one. It almost caught the DP as well.
And the tower got Lunage, so it's going pretty big. Same as the
Must have been one game.
Yeah.
Nick was first. Special. They will try. Got the Pulse Nova. The Sun. Misha
He
picks
just
up.
used the shrine.
Punished. So will Fishman. This could almost keep up the chase, but I mean, he still
I don't
could
think he
have.
was preparing to CS. He tried to use the glaive bounces because he realized I can't reach the task.
Yeah.
So he was hoping that immersion can land 1 or 2 hits and he get good. He had the 6 bounces, so but yeah, you deal less damage with every bounce. So on the 6th you almost deal no damage anymore, like 1-2 chip damage. Like kinda okay. I mean, Viper got the kill out of it. Yes, they got a big kill on him. Yasha finished. What do you even do against this Luna? She's getting so much farm right now.
He's going on, Pio. Last hero so bad, Zoe. Oh, he actually blocks the Viper. A lot of damage. There's still a nice epicenter. BZZ, however, gone. 2 heroes down from the side of the Dire team. A third one will be in. Pio picks up a double kill, and there's a DD rune as well waiting on that top side of the river. Oh, jolly. That is the call for Brestamans, and they just dominated that win. That team fight. Really, 400 XP.
Yeah, and the tower, that's the important thing. So they actually managed to get something out of this other... now Yasha finished going straight into the BKB, and once that... I just see this entire team fight disappearing of, you know, like, Kamaji, they seem unstoppable to me with both Viper and the Luna. If you have a proper team fight.
Luna's 2k ahead of the Monkey King. Monkey King also more for a fighter build. As you mentioned before, it's not going to be prioritizing farm. Well, it's a heavy damage dealer. 4 heroes creating space strat.
Yeah, it's the
that's
I'm
exactly,
Viper, so your entire lineup is dead kind of strat.
Exactly, so it's ready or not. And they actually smoked up in the trees, and I don't think... Wait.
Not sure if they spotted. Luna's
yeah,
not
exactly.
reacting.
I was thinking they...
Or is he? He is. He knows.
Alright, alright. They
Wow.
have... The little... that they're still moving somewhere around in the mid area. The drums are now ready on the Viper. He's going for Force Staff. Is he gonna go all the way for the Hurricane Pike, or is it just a casual Force Staff for now?
I think he eventually wants to develop it. Dragonlance would be nice to have some range. It's a great item against Monkey King. Monkey King has to watch out. If he gets caught in the wrong spot, he might just get his ultimate cancelled because he gets pressured out of the Monkey King ultimate. That's like the biggest disaster because you bank everything on him sitting in there. Like that's your big damage output against everybody. You want to hit that down, and then you just want to win the fight because you have the power in down. But my team is committed, then you just get run over by like Sand King Viper. I know it looks like a small thing, but it's really good, especially the Hurricane Pike. Like if you just walk up to the Monkey King when he's near the edge, Hurricane Pike, and nice ult you have to it.
Yeah. 4 heroes trying to keep the pressure in this mid lane tier 2 tower. I think they want to defend firepower that Team Loyalty has. Did I say Team Loyalty? Oh, sorry. Come on, AT. Come AT.
You're living in the past, dude. Be spotted out. They might find no. He has been taken bottom. They look really juicy, especially with a Diabolic Edict, and they will be in time just to defend. They're gonna do. He's unlocked ult against the I can imagine. What's up? Epicenter blinked.
They're actually sieging to use the TP to get back to Sean has been pinged. Inside the next 5 minutes, or even at that time, like what items are we gonna have is completed. Seeing a Crimson Guard also.
So if you don't know, you can build against Luna because your glaives with the Crimson Guard every time restricts a lot of the damage Luna is able to push, despite the fact that you have the Crimson Guard already up and running. But I agree, the pipe is needed because then they solely focus on physical
with an Observer Ward placed in the same spot where Kamaji also have Observer Ward placed down. It expired. He saw where they were. They were still hoping to find someone here in this mid lane. And now just taking the high ground. And so he actually almost casted walked straight into a trap. The surround, however, the damage is too just like that. Oh, they've had it. Wow.
They burner strike them out of the game.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
Wow. I don't know what to say at this point. They literally
Out with you, my game.
They literally got Burrow striked out of the game, and that's an exactly 20-minute game. The first one was 19 minutes, the second one was 20 minutes.
We're getting comfortable for a long game.
It pretty much ended the same way the first game ended. A fight somewhere around the mid-area of the map and just GG. And really gonna tell you much here, except 20 minutes, Luna's 700 GPM, Kumar 100. And I think that's the statistic here, comparing these two, like whose core actually got more space, got more time, and had a. Please don't pick Viper in the future, but that's just this. Oh god.
I'm just so shocked by that ending.
I do feel.
That was actually...
I do feel bad for Brastamans here.
Yeah, I was thinking like, all right, this gonna take like, this is either going to be like 5 minutes where they barely snatch, or they get pushed down in like 10-15 minutes, but getting knocked out just. That was just a KO punch into the face.
And I'm actually looking the same thing on replay at the moment, and wow, that is just so quickly gone. The Leshrac stun and the Burrow Strike Epicenter just holding them all in place, and that's pretty much it. There's nothing I really can add into this. So Com18 Angie will be taking this series 2-0, and there have been only 2-0s up till now, as we've played 5 series in total, of which 2 have been played today. Final Tribe and Screen Squad, however, do we have any update on that series? Started at the same time. Do you have any?
Haven't received an update.
Then we will.
Can't really tell you what happened there. But
then we will inform you guys. Yeah, we will inform you.
Not sure if game 1 is even over yet.
We will keep you guys updated on the situation between Final Tribe and Screen Squad. Meanwhile, we have about 7 minutes until the Alliance will take on Helsinki Reds, which is the primetime game, or more like series for today. So don't go anywhere. We're only just about to get started for the most important series of today. So a couple minutes and we'll be back. We've had quite of a day. We've had some short games. We've had one of the most interesting series at the start of the day. And now we're getting closer towards the end as we have Helsinki versus Alliance. So that will be Finland versus Sweden. Potom, what do you think about this matchup? I think a lot of people have been waiting for this. Alliance been away for quite some time, and they're making their new appearance. And they also, they also have a substitute player. So Loda will not be playing today. He will be replaced by Flensmeister.
Yeah, well, I gotta say, like, it's a substitute, but it's a good one, that's for sure. If not living up to Loda's name, that is. Flensmeister, a really strong player, and for the fact that this is Helsinki Reds versus Alliance, you're not hyping this up enough, like, at all. Gotta go out here. No. No?
No?
Alright. Sleep. Asleep already.
No. I'm not asleep. I'm not asleep. All good here. I mean, Helsinki Reds, the boys, they have, a Lebanese player, Kira, who did take over since Nodahax left the roster. And it used to be a full Finnish squad, but now it's 4 Finns and a Lebanese player. But Kira, he's been playing the offlane role, and he has a large variety of heroes that he plays, but his gameplay is also rather interesting to watch as well. He did do a tryout for, I think it was LGD at some point as well, so he's definitely been around. And he was also playing in FPL. Wait, was it FPL? Or was it, Face It Pro League, I think that was the name for it. But how much have you watched Helsinki Reds actually play?
Not that much, I admit. I was really focused on Alliance. I've seen it pop up a lot, for example, in the Joint Dota League, almost every game of them. But a little bit shaky. Like sometimes they seem a little bit off guard with the usual strats. Like they're trying to internally change something, but you probably have some better insight on that than me. So.
Well, I've been casting Helsinki Reds live in 2 of the LAN events we've had in Finland, the 2 biggest ones as well, LAN Trek, which was in Tampere, and also the Assembly LAN party, which takes place in Helsinki. And in LAN Trek, where I was in charge of the Finnish cast there, I got the chance to interview Kira, and I also met all the other players from Helsinki Reds. So they seem like they've bonded together really well. And now that they've changed from Finnish to English as their main language, what they communicate with, it did add a couple. For a moment, it felt like, it's a new language. You need to think ways how to make it work, but it doesn't seem like a big of an issue. And
I think it's even good for them. Think about it. So sometimes, first of all, it opens up the possibility that you can take more players on board if ever something happens, or you want to. You want to switch it up. These kind of things happen, but you can talk a little bit simpler in terms of raw gameplay. You don't add necessary details to communication sometimes, and that can really help if you just switch to a different language. Alright, there's still some problems, I assume, but hey, you can work around those kinks.
But we could spend a lot of time talking about this, but the draft is already underway, so we will be having Alliance versus Helsinki Reds best of 2, the last series for today, and we've already got the first banning phase completely completed, also the first pick phase. Alliance kicking off with AA and Venomancer, and Helsinki Reds would be Jarrow and Clockwork.
Yeah, let's talk Venomancer, because I love Venomancer.
Let's talk Venomancer.
You know that. Already, Venomancer Ancient Operation. Ouch, that really hurts. That's just something you don't recover as easily from. If you pair this up with like a big teamfight control or somebody who reliably lets them hit the Venomancer with the AA, keep in mind, there's the Faceless Void straight up in the pool. Not banned out, not really played around at all. You have the Clockwork to kind of interrupt him, but doesn't really stop the Chronosphere. Gyrocopter is okay, but you're going to be the primary focus, so I would have no doubt. But yeah, there's the Faceless Void ban. What was I about to say? So that's a must ban here. That would have just absolutely destroyed a team fight. Also, did ban out the Nature's Prophet as first ban, sticking with all the memes, even though the memer is not here. Actually, yeah.
The meme lord himself.
Who would we talking about here? I don't know. Do you have any clue? Bet you know exactly what everybody's talking about, but yeah. Looking at the game, oh god, PL to the mix. This is looking brutal. I'm not quite sure about the Gyrocopter first pick by Helsinki Reds. I think it's a little bit of an oversight. That might be too ambitious to straight up say like, hey, whatever you pick, we're gonna defend our Gyrocopter. I think this is more. This will shift towards a mid Gyrocopter where they pick up something else for the safe lane. And do you think this is the roaming clockwork, or is this more the off-lane clockwork? What do you prefer to play?
Well, I mean, I believe this is going to be a roamer clockwork, and usually Helsinki Reds have started off their draft by picking Gyrocopter in the first phase, and it's a very common thing for them to pick, and they have two players who can either play it. Either they have it in the mid lane with Siu, or safe lane for Oker, but it's usually Oker's safe lane pick the Gyrocopter, because Siu still has these mid heroes that can change the course of the draft quite a lot, and it's usually either picked as the fourth or the fifth pick, because they sometimes even leave their offlane pick to last.
Yeah.
I think I know these guys a bit too well.
This looks a little bit like an offlane clockwork though. Okay, that's the Disruptor 5. So we still have the roaming position open, but as you mentioned, they like to keep the offlane for last, so this might be something completely different. I was thinking maybe throw the Earth Spirit to the mix, just give them a target that runs in the backline, drops the spells, and dies to the combo, so the rest of the team doesn't have to do it. Right now it looks like they don't have that best initiation power. They have Clockwork, but what is Clockwork going to do? You can't hook the PL. PL has no catch rate whatsoever beside the Disruptor. He can dodge out Gyrocopter. He's great against the Clockwork because he's unaffected by him in total. Like, none of the Clockwork spells are actually good against PL. And then you have that big combination of Venomancer AA, which we still don't know if this is like a position for Venomancer, or if this really is the mid or off-lane Venom.
That is very true. I mean, the heroes that Boxy's been playing lately is more like the Nature's Prophet, which is banned at the start. Also Legion Commander, but Venomancer being offlane, I don't know. Actually now it might even look like the Venomancer is either being played as a 2 or a 3.
This is a core. This is a core Veno, 100%. I would say this is the mid-roll Venomancer. It's okay against the Gyrocopter. The Gyro can't go mid against Venomancer because you have to TP back. One hit Poison Sting into Gale, you're back at home. Night Stalker out to the mix, you definitely have to. And Helsinki needs to find a different solution for mid now. If they run the Gyrocopter, he straight up loses the lane, and there's nothing he can do about it.
They will reveal their fourth pick, and it's gonna be an Omni Knight, and this is most definitely... Omni Knight. I'm not even sure at this point, is this going to be a 4 or a 3? I guess
looks like a 3 to me.
I guess this is the combination of the Veno and the Night Stalker on the table, and Omni Knight being capable of repelling quite a lot. You still don't remove... I think the Veno Poison Sting is the only thing that doesn't go away, but I scale, so the time when Repel wears off comes back, but for the duration of the repel. So in this case, Gyrocopter could get slowed quite a lot by Night Stalker and Venomancer, also the Ancient Apparition, but need something with either at least one, because now they're just relying on the slows and the catching power. If they pick a mobility hero here, it will definitely, in my opinion, be another slow with a good burst, and that would be either a Quap, but it looks like it's going to be their off-lane pick, so Commander or a Tidehunter even at this point. They ban at least they have an insanely good combo with Darks here, so that could definitely work.
I could another thing I could see, they dodge the it's decent enough against the Omni Knight away from him. It's good against the Gyrocopter, so you have an isolated target. Another idea would be just go for a second melee hero. You just run PL Ancient Apparition on your safe lane at bottom. You have the Venomancer mid and Night Stalker plus, I don't know, like a Sand King, which is banned out on the side, and your offlane to the mix. Something that is kind of like an Omni Knight, just less obnoxious.
They also have a fairly early mid-game, or at least a mid-game oriented lineup, where they just hit the items on PL and they could basically just 5-man against Helsinki Reds. But then again, if they at this lineup, what they have now, if the game stretches to late game, Gyrocopter with the Omni Alliance's lineup, what they have now, unless he gets caught first.
I don't think so at all. I think PL is game. You're looking at a PL that potentially goes into the Diffusal Blade, which will make this Omni Knight's life hell on earth. And then you have Gyrocopter who gets overwhelmed. Yes, you have the Flak Cannon. What do you do after the Flak Cannon is done for? What do you do if the Night Stalker jumps on you, and then you have to retreat? So I just don't see the fight. The last pick.
Unless they pick OD here as the last ones with the Omni OD combo for Helsinki Rest. Could be something else, but I'm fairly confident that they're going to go.
I think they need they need. OD is struggling against the Venomancer as well if he really runs in the mid. But you want in your mid lane that has at least some. Okay, that's good enough.
All right.
Not the region, but what do you do against on Outzones with aggressive tools? Or at least if you get down to... I like it. The Shadow Fiend pick is actually what they need, I think.
It's also
that is reliable damage.
It's also a new hero.
Is it?
Yeah, I remember.
Up right now. But yeah, what's the last alliance here? I'm still voting on the Batrider to turn it all around, to go back into the good.
I really...
Looks like a bad game.
It could actually... That's mid Veno for
absolute
boxing.
win by alliance. Yeah,
wait,
hang on. What do you mean? One of the rare heroes that actually does.
So by the looks of it, will be Insania, yeah, versus a Shadow Fiend. What do you think about?
Even Shadow Fiend will need the rotation. Just gets out leveled by the Leshrac, and then Shadow Fiend tends to be that just like you approach him and you just. However, you have the Clockwork Shadow Fiend start, which means he's gonna start with 12. It's.
Yeah, SF is already gonna. Meanwhile, you see 4 hero Mickey's Leshrac. It's a good setup around the rune, so or not, it's completely
until they walk into the rune.
And with the damage, they're still writing the good down for Mickey.
Don't think that was intended. It's 3 runes for them. Okay, gets at least.
The audios are stacking again.
Oh, indeed. So we have been blessed by the
70 damage against damage working against him.
Yeah.
For now, we'll leave most of the action will either take place in this not Peksu from Anchors or support for their team. Try to prioritize to do any setups with +1. So if you don't get by Boxy, say miss that spell, especially.
He wants to really find those levels.
Womber will be taken.
He just deals so much barrage.
Right,
hey,
got the rocket.
Gale.
It's just so much slow that we're playing again for a duration of 15 seconds. On top of the Poison Sting and Night Stalker with a. If they just have enough slows, the Gyrocopters usually go for. At that point, he's probably got like squishy supports the build themselves. I mean, do they just want to increase the health pool or make armor items like be the work for Insane and a very more.
Damn squishy, isn't it? It's 9 seconds, which means you always look at Shadow Fiend mid. He's absolutely ready.
Pull off 12 from the Cox and 8 from the Lesh is still ahead, but still, I mean, Lesh, if he, they could maybe look for some points in his Poison Sting.
Not only a percentage slow, which is a little bit, it's actually 40. That's like, yeah, that's more than double it up. You also have 3 whenever anyone comes to last hit.
Still, he already knows he's dead, but he's 0 now. But yeah, as you were saying.
So the Poison Sting, just the additional. It's just the Gale, hit 1 Poison Sting. If you're sure that there's always a support in a gang scenario.
Type of boots is he gonna go in the end, or to make more of a right-clicker build along? Get into hiding with a repel, magical build or right-click build for.
Despite the fact that it has been nerfed,
rotating to the bot lane.
Yeah,
and yeah, that actually really hurts that dot. Now that I'm looking at it, that
did anything there, but he presses 1 button.
This clockwork rotation isn't really. He's level. He's a dead man. It's just and that AA get the shivers. In the bot lane, I mean the mid lane, they catch the snow. It's not quite, and then straight towards the side shop. That is only like 100 on the start on the Shadow Fiend versus the Gyrocopter. That's a 1300 gold difference between.
It's just course already on the side of Alliance doing phenomenal with the mid lane being the closest, but they can't aggressively go for any kills. Which looks like we're going. Blink on mobility item. You're looking at for trouble.
Hits in a row. He's forced to use, and I think that should finish off the job. Drops Vipu, Disruptor, but once again at the cost of the Gyrocopter's life.
It's just on the Gyrocopter. He's still sitting really low in net worth in the bottom 5.
We'll be going for Yules first, and probably after that a Bloodstone. top lane. They've got the
missed the
Disruptor ulti thrown down. Yeah, that's the Gale miss, but Dinia might have somewhat of a burst into all around.
The Gale, that would be the kill again.
Now, Oker, oh, whoa, Radiant Sentry Ward on there. Not even a Darkstalker if you would have been chasing him.
So in fact this game is even. I just see this job at this point. He's still going for drums, but he has...
You can still benefit your team somehow. So I believe the Gyrocopter, not the wisest choice in a way. They're smoking with the Gyrocopter. They will actually walk straight into a trap here, but he's already gone. And they will take the as well.
This damage was in place. And shield.
Well, that just happened. Moment. Well, this is a very good marker for the P. This Diffusal Blade. So I'm active when they have this Diffusal Blade up. And they probably need to start applying. Will be definitely a right clicker build for sit out, and the AA Blast is also going for drums. It's forward here. Oh, nice burst coming out as well. Shadow Fiend ulti keeping around as well, but still they got the PL inside as well. They will take down. Actually, beat 2 kills.
And Kenny lost strike so fast. Like it was planned as a sub kind of team fight, but it still feel a little bit disorganized or fairly much nothing. Not quite sure if they want to repeat. There's a hookshot coming in on the Pixie, but I'm Nightstalker. Goodbye, thank you.
Jarro's dead.
Like PL and Venom, wherever this Jarro goes, he's up against heroes that just...
Here of this bottom lane, you still have that tier 1 tower up and ramp up his pushing capability by quite a lot, and they're setting up a gank here in this mid lane on the Disruptor. Kira has reasonable farm. Oh, Womber's gonna get kicked into this fight. Well, I mean, if you can get a quick hookshot on this, they've really well positioned themselves, looking for ulti down. They do get a stun on moving in, doesn't quite get the catch onto Kira, who just takes him down really, really quickly. Crack! And the Shadow Fiend will Lions. They prevail.
And you saw nobody moving, being able to move. Plague was all around to fight, but in all of those kills, he has a for 9 on the Gyrocopter. He's 4 levels. They need to put Oka just in the Yuga until you have at least 1 item to bring to the...
And probably even try to have creeps in the jungle. Womber might... wait, the Gale didn't even hit the Clockwork? I thought it did. I mean,
let's keep
tower
walking.
definitely
No
just...
reach. Actually, how the projectile forms, especially if you gets in weirding out 200 units. Sometimes, oh, you know, you get to whatever.
Dota. 18 minutes. We've definitely a high pace. Either, well, okay, Oker is pointing place to go down. Both teams will just give away the range in his wards, keep points in Gale, and just max the wards and counter action to the put going. He has a BKB up and buy some extra time from split push. It's a harsh game for him.
It's a really harsh game. That's usually the timing where you have half a Yasha as well as half your BKB.
Yeah.
I think the Shadow Fiend and the PL for going for physical damage, otherwise the game would have been lost by now. Yes, then they would.
It works pretty well, even though there's the diffuse. They can throw onto the Shadow Fiend to try strong and not a range. However, Glimpse for the duration to go out, and Shadow Fiend, he hits hard, but is it enough that he will finish off after he pushed the mid-tier 1 tower down? So a kill.
For Zingrats, I would say. Omnight, well, even though it's only Omnight, doesn't mid.
Going mid and looking for Suhi. The team just seems to be bailing this fight. Where's Gyrocopter by this time? He hit 2. Meanwhile, we haven't actually taken a 4-1-7. Has a Bloodstone as well.
Phenomenally on left rank.
And finding the Disruptor. Boxy goes down. The bite to take here. And a lot.
Pressed 1 button. AA pressed. Their combination is too powerful. One of the heroes for limited time is the Omni Knight. That is about it. Like you enter PL, who has a diffuser blade, who has on getting just got dived to. Nobody had man in the fight. Van gold lead for Alliance. It doesn't
quite connect onto the spot. Not sure if
that was funny.
Still...
That was because he hits it perfectly, and then the Tranquils didn't come online just before after the hookshot.
24 minutes. Recently glimpsing. Like, we don't want to fight. Like, we're not in position. That find Womber, and onto the Omni Knight and Kira, he has to use will actually survive the fairly defenseless because they have to see
stopping. They might want to. Yeah, they trade a high grind. Yeah. That's my suggestion. The worst that can happen is he gets Pexu. Finds Oker.
Oh, here's the call down used as well, but Oker, can he? The case there and makes quick short work of that escape route. two heroes that have that Alliance offlane worked really well. They did what went better than just slow him down.
That they had no answer to the Vex, so they had no plan.
So far away for Ochre and really not much space for him to farming up. He can finish off his.
I mean, it will have an impact. The problem is the speed of physical damage, not really soon. By minute 35, it doesn't even hit it hard right now. Like Panther only has 14 armor, it's for 200 at this point, and this is
also going for a BKB, so fairly farmed. He's also got a Force Staff, and he just makes the Clockwork read. Force Staffs are the best counter to Clockwork. Yeah.
Because yes.
Yep. Around the AA Blast connecting as well, Kira, but they've already cleared off all the other support, soaking the damage from Boxy. This is the problem. You, well,
they're not risking.
They still want to go in. Based on the second death on the Shadow Fiend to the tree line, and that will be Omni Knights and the Jar. Sorry, are they going down? Looks like they are. Down onto Womber, and now he's trying to take him man standing, but not for long.
Some answer to horrible lanes. Or actually, half the BKB, too much game time.
A rough game for Helsinki. Their safe lane didn't really is the only carrying force for Helsinki Red's huge Shadow Fiend. We're getting back into the game, guys. We have to. He did do the most as Alliance leads Helsinki Reds. We will get our first draw or yet another. Helsinki Reds game 2. That was super I mean, Helsinki Reds, they got shut the game and couldn't really recover. They do, of course, involve some of this, so allowing your opponents to go for what they have, or specific hero. Disruptor was a good pick, but they really at the start. What other support picks would you really bring in to start a draft with?
I would like to see the Naga side, which is again banned, so we're not going to see. Bane, haven't seen that much. We have how that wasn't the prime time for you. So pretty sure this is like a 2-0 final try, bro.
Really, I mean, Screen Squad have a good longest open qualifier team, but
yeah.
Holy crap! All right.
So, hey, if they can do it, possible indeed. But hey, Gyrocopter A coming up from his cigarettes, trusting Gyro again, and oh yeah, with us the global screw you.
Scale from 0 to 10.
About the same level, like being underfarmed. There's so many amazing ultimates and whatnot.
That could possibly be one of those. Thank you for that. And the first day, of course, common. It's basically hero. no matter like mentality, you always see Lone Druid being played. Then the make a lot of sense because it's easiest way to initiate Master, but they already have the Beastmaster. I want to see it, and now I do.
More common these days. There was a Elder Titan. It's a solid pick. You would expect. This looks more of a like utility Elder Titan position 4. Same with the task, so there's no traditional offlaner. Well, there is a line for I like this. That's another Aghanims, just saying.
That is, don't think
line
we've seen Beastmaster.
We have don't think we had a
two new ones, and I'm happy with this.
After Beastmaster, they have the insane Aghanims on the Skywrath. They have it's the axe. Would be a little bit too much of a risky move. I don't think you're going for such a close.
Reasonably good against axe. I mean, in the end.
5 seconds. Hurry.
That big call everybody dreams of, they annihilate the Alliance line.
Yeah.
And
but they don't really happen that often.
On.
Like, wow, they have an awesome wombo combo. The actual wombo combos might have situation which allows you to do that. Okay, blast on its way. That kind of
thing. Like, if Alliance gets too excited, the Elder Titan, then Taurora coming in, you might have Axe completely ruining. Is definitely dead, but at least you can make it out with the other heroes on the line to this idea. They have the Axe already. I think one thing they have to look out for on lines would be an idea sub. That's something they have to circumvent. Kinda like last game again. And then you just run into for the Beastmaster. Use of mechanisms. You have the Elder Titan who's a little bit better at it, but that means you try laning against the Beastmaster duel and that still gets XP. You really have to make it out with the gyrocopter on
That is very true. The concept is indeed very similar, and you talked about the strong offlaner, but when you know what you're doing and when it will most likely be the gyrocopter. And what will they have as their last base strong enough to tank up damage at least?
And I would say Boxy is playing trouble, but doesn't. It has to be it. This is a pop game now.
Alright, so if someone really has to take the blame,
it's the axe.
I was also thinking. I was also thinking the axe. Like, I wouldn't say it's Kira's fault.
Okay.
I'm just saying, don't blame the. And IO is a lot. It's either axes regarding the relocate plays and your overall. There are still possibilities that. So we've seen that kind of type thing.
Talking about it, I don't see. Just look at them. He's completely alone at the bottom lane. They're looking to aggressively push in. He Jora hits them straight at the corner. Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to your whole either the tempo and the intensity between all of these heroes' performance or as a unit. Example given, the Elder Titan with his Astral Spirit move be very beneficial when used at the range. The IO, the Beastmaster, I already used the stun on the line. It's happening. The thing actually here is that still has his, so they can swap at least and still TP back to the other lane. But the gyrocopter here, the ace for now. They might go for a TP out soon. We'll see. They can also land as the support.
I think they're comfortable. I think it's not too bad of a lane. Not sure if they want to even swap it around. They're gonna deal with the Elder Titan having a lot of damage, but they have the line. Yeah, they have a slow, they have a stun just to get him away from them. So not that much of a problem, I would say. Really struggling against this lineup, and Beastmasters.
Everything is still possible on any lane. Alliance, they definitely have some. Not to say that Helsinki Reds doesn't, but still the way Alliance can with how they are, we might see another lane. The Titan already turned into a fish, and first blood going for blood, but actually getting one. Be on Insania. So.
Yeah, and not the only thing on the Radiant instead, but
oh, actually forgot that completely.
Side.
Thank you for that. So yeah, on the Radiant side, we've already got Insania chasing around, and Womber actually getting jumped up by Mickey. And as well, there's no TP available.
You're gonna miss out on some experience, but it's up again at the bottom lane. It is the beast.
Use DK 5th up 11-3. So during that time, so well, but it's gonna be a tight one. The dagger. No. Oh, he's really.
Yeah. You're welcome.
The stump. Boxy now in the bot lane.
And the health helicopter sitting on 17 last hits. It's not popular. On the answer, that's face boots on the jar. He doesn't have that advantage. That every time he goes close, he might fall victim to grab to level 2.
IO first instead. Do have the stomp around as well, but that's well mid lane. Wop has been stunned. Wop Smith. Oh, Mickey's.
Yeah. So he's gonna get the 10 free region rate for you. He's gonna kill the little Titan.
Less.
USA
Womber looked like AA's. Well, he's definitely gonna go for the stomp. Don't have
a smoke gank. Do we have a smoke on it? That could have been a nice rotation. I don't know. There's a dive at bottom? Good damage here. Interesting axe. You have so many targets hitting you.
Yeah, in a way it's very handy, but then again, like Hex and Womber, he's down. But yeah, and they do slow him down a reasonable amount, so he might not even get to reasonable enough here. But now, full power Mickey with that ulti is available. A second time, that will be Siu.
That's a Beastmaster, the Queen of Pain. Still pretty much down in terms of last. It's like extra.
Fourth last, I think he was like in 6th or so. They don't have quite the range to catch him. And the Roar is also checked down in the bottom lane, so have his Scream once again. Just cancelling the stay has been punished, and that gave him enough time to get that tower finished. A very deep Roar onto Kira. Speed gonna be enough in this case. Womber to the tower, but the bottle charges. Wow.
This is even without the relocate.
Yeah.
So it's gonna just get worse once this actually reaches level 6. The level on him as well. He's at level 3. I might actually get an Ogre to face. No, at what point do you come online? You have your Jaro happily farming right now, at least, which is still not actually doing decent as well in terms of last hits.
Foxy dodging the stomp
on the Gyrocopter, making sure he has calm. Has an entire jungle to fight to go for it though.
It's like a truck and keeps on going. Creep wave. Yeah. Is there a call for a smoke gank for him? Really want to take down if they get the possum?
Yeah, they both struggle at 1.5.5.
Lane, we've got some rotations coming in. The stun instantly. Alliance kind of okay. Will go out for now to get round 2 on Womber at the backlines, and Siu and Kier the Roar, which I thought was already the Gyrocopter. Double kill for Boxy. Make it even a triple. Or alright.
Salam. Just the chat wheel. Plot twist, you could say.
Man's Comanche or something?
Yeah, press the button, yeah. Beside... I was saying mile.
It probably does.
Some things, it's...
Server ward, which is about to expire in 3rd ward attempt, it's already going to be gone at that time.
And saying, yeah, finds level 6 online, instantly a lot of experience going his way. T1, but for now we have a Beastmaster. They do know Kira is here now. Something.
I like the movement speed that they have, like Troll when he pops his face boots. Io's movement speed also goes to 400, and he has a good chance. Let's get the blink out in time, but the relocate won't be on the run, and they're still chasing down onto Mickey 3 with that massive weapon of according to the... Definitely is a lot for the heroes they have. That
you have that Ice Blast for the next fight.
A cheeky ward in the Radiant base.
Yeah, I think that was that's some next level. Just relocate to get some warding out. Well, actually pretty funny. But yeah, the Wisp falls victim to the axe actually hit off.
All phase here, except that it's... Yeah,
I
was about to say...
Half those wards in the mid lane, so they know this is kind of their vision belt here. Oh my god, I'm fine. Just look for the Necronomicon because there's an axe on the field. Buy something from the secret shop. Unless there's...
Oh dear. Alright, Foxy makes quick short work of that ancient apparition. That's like...
600 hits. Not enjoying this.
I might play the sad violin song, but get into the game as the lion also pretty impossible in this game. However, 6,500 looks like the lead for up till then. I mean, it's been slightly.
Besides that one hiccup, they still
going for a very cheeky run here. It dodges the call, but still dies.
What are you going to do? Like the top line, where's your initiation? It can't be the.
Because this is the third. Okay, Boxy finds people again, but is when you find one. Well, Alliance, they do have them can in their eyes. Helsinki Reds beat them, or what is the hero there? The Wombo combo, or he has a DD rune and they. However, no.
This opens up the jungle here or here, which means this is kind of single tower that Helsinki Reds managed to push off. Like they're
down fairly shortly, and ulti. There's the Earth Splitter. Good stomp, however. Will they take down the IO? No, only doing damage onto Alliance. already healed themselves up and...
At this point, like, he's 20 minutes, he's doing a lot, but the moment Helsinki Reds oversteps their welcome...
Daggers and DK on Axe on the side of Alliance, but there's the Shadow Blade. Ways slip this Beastmaster or even enemy lines, and I really like Insane. He's doing these very cheeky moves, like from somewhere where you've really been thinking, in his mind at least, and Insania is leading the charge towards this top lane. Oh, they got controlled, so that is 2 kills. I'm looking to go down, yeah. Game is... But I guess only 1 death. DK is also...
Talking about...
Yeah, okay, this is over, man.
All the acronyms in their team. Lion, great as well. Just, like, you effectively need 2 wisps.
Go on cooldown from the second you cast it now. Or does it only go if you remove it? Oh, actually, yeah, okay, so basically you
so
can...
if you have infinite hazard.
Second. Oh, now they're bringing in...
Like a Beastmaster, and initiate up.
Will connect, and Insania has gone down to be instantly dodged. However, Siu can get away Kira with a blink, catching both of them, and onto Kira. And they've lost the... Like, they can get another one. Oh, Kira, he got back full death.
There we go.
That is definitely...
That was like 3, if not 4k net worth going.
At least.
Yeah.
Plus, so, if you look at the net worth charts, so Axe is still a bit behind, but then again, Axe's net worth is what he's supposed to be doing.
Oh,
like,
no. Okay.
the more targets you get into a call, just enables the Ancient Apparition ulti to come out. It's like, it doesn't... Yep. And the relocate as well. That's like instant reaction.
So fast, nobody can catch me unless they... What actually wants to go for. On like the target Dragon Knight, or end up with 0 mana in the fight, and just like yeah, actually on stick charges if he goes chooses to. Could also be extremely fit. If you find anyone, and even if it's a Dragon Knight, he's gonna end up with 0 reds. They need to calculate, and what happens if. Right now we can wipe the floor with Alliance, but
did get the quap,
they
they've
don't.
got the call, but do they have the damage? The Spinster coming out, the AA blast! It's on point again. Ooh. He did twice in a row with the same combo now. Key here.
Especially he was not panicking, but trying to not see anything from this. It's just we were expecting from them. They need to isolate.
That's a deity rune as well for Flensmite. They just need to find someone. They even yeah, they don't have.
Oh, well, smoke. The Boxy finds he's dead. Dead for the count.
Well, if they don't,
they did see this
and rethink this through. They don't know that the exact smoke has been spotted. But okay, they got a tower with
actually making a smart move. They fight no. I'm pretty sure he was smoked in base. It doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah, this time. 4 heroes in the top lane and 1 farming the same side jungle from a bit further on, back into their base. Can maybe fight around a tier 2. So that is also a... And Alliance are now on the...
I feel really let down, baffled.
Oh, it doesn't feels bad, man, indeed.
So much. It looked so good on paper. I guess not.
On the bright side, Vipo is now...
damage game now.
Vipo is now out of this. Those AA blasts a bit of extra. And Insania's got are usually a blink very
utility items. Yeah, you might just hit mini Ravage on like 2-3 heroes in the fight, and with a Beastmaster, but he Voldemort at mid.
Yeah.
But actually playing the player looking for that relocate, but he's...
Yeah, the score was also like 6, like...
Bottom happened, I guess.
Yeah, so there's 7 kills in the last target. Siu is also around. The rest of the Helsinki Reds crew are shortly. A double catapult. And...
Wants to jump.
Wow.
Display though.
Wow.
Wolves
gets the TP out. But Boxy's there. Okay, just walk straight up to him. They don't have the time to react to this. They so much damage onto Kira, but also already at the backlines as well, driving the rest of Helsinki Reds away. And
he did a Dragon Knight.
Yeah, that was kind of like on, but now that's also a buyback used on it. They couldn't get there far away, and when the relocate showed up as well, it was just very nearby. Like then it's not actually at that point. Roshan melting at Flensmeister. Well, I would almost say a bit healthful. He does pop his BKB, but they do Boxy on the low ground. He does still have roar onto Kira, but Quapis doesn't find him with the spirits. But Kira, no,
yes,
definitely doesn't.
Worst kill they could have gotten, but there's still the entire initiation. Hey, I guess he's a Dragon Knight, so nothing bad can happen to him. Did pick up the Heaven's Halberd as well, so it's a really good play. Liberty the short
The
TP
short
only
shorts.
yeah, like the short one, like the short. If you over blink or over perfect for him.
Again, Lincoln key for him to survive, and they will DK and defense.
And they know this as well.
60 seconds for the BKB to be up. The DK is even gonna be respawned at that boxy high on the tails of Kira. My goodness, that right click damage.
Across the board.
Looking like
3-2 to take.
just now the siege for Lensmeister. He down his own cooldown. Well, by the stomp, but the tower is just wait. They've got 2 counters. Straight for the bottom racks, and now the troll. Nice dodge onto the stomp. I would just back away at this point. Oh, Boxy into play as well. The BKBs are popping around everywhere. Flensmeister, Boxy, Taiga still the Aegis finally pops from Flensmeister, and now Siu just getting. Siu is just taking way too much damage here, and he cannot sustain up a triple for Mickey and Rax. All they lost in that fight.
Yeah, they're not done yet.
Yeah, they're far from done here. Good stun from Heal, and as Wumber, well, he doesn't actually fall in the fountain. He almost does. Ulti, but your bot racks are gone, your mid racks are gone. I think your Reds, they want to play it all the way through. They still rely on that late game with Kira. Doesn't quite have the range for his call, doesn't catch anyone. Onto Vipu, almost takes him down. Kira, he dies, and now the rest will. The stomp, well, now that's up to that. They will just wait the duration, and he doesn't even care. He just goes man mode. You can watch this.
Up to Vipu.
Yeah, Tiger's IO 7 to 20.
Yeah, just look at him with just attacking.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. 3. That is a call for Siu to go in. A good call from Kira as well. They do catch stun again, and there will be a double. And by the looks of it, he will continue. He will pick off. Will probably be a flip ult. He doesn't quite connect onto Wumber. He's gonna die. Flensmeister still clearing the last 1 versus 1 by the looks of it. His ulti. He needs one more bash. Does he get another 1700?
To be fair, they just gained 7k net worth.
This is just a shamble. Well,
game is not over actually.
Yeah, he can.
Against the 9k gold troll though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is satanic.
Oh god.
To the Shiver. But it's insane, yeah, he got 0 meter hammer. Why not? Master. That's too zone.
Relocate save! He's got a reach and he's gonna pop it and gonna go to chase. Boxy's around. Want to catch Kira. He had a very short moment there, parting with the tree, so. Anyway, it's okay, that's at least a... It's on the DK. They might get another one on the gyrocopter. However, these creeps has a spirit vessel. Alright, I'll let you... I'm already hyped about the
base. The moment somebody actually can net worth lead, it's looking fair to give for Kira. Not over until he falls.
We're giving them the prime time. We've been watching that for a moment, but now the smoke. Alright, they will catch the DK. They want to take down Insania. Now we've got the full flash. Actually goes down. The rapier did drop on the ground. I think someone else picked it up. Meters to the right side, but that's still... And the buyback from the DK. And now DK, the broken dream.
They made it worth a show.
Alright, so... This game... Apparently the scoreboard Helsinki Reds on both sides. Yeah, okay. Well, a line... And don't really have anything else except...
Yeah, I would definitely say so. Tiger played. I must say, game 1 still in favor of Alliance because the honestly for them, without them running into nothing, at least he died once on Boxy. So Alliance slightly outdrafting his. Yeah, just getting through with it.
Phases as well, so we are giving our own studios. So all of these series were 2-0 in today's cast.
I mean, we both know that how to best the man side of the game.
Yeah, the Team Menace. That was the quickest series we've had.
Mine and Sun King, get out of my game. 20 minutes, so 20 after the duration of the first series.
1.5 hours later, pretty much ready for my part. I'd like to thank all. We'll be returning on Thursday and delivering for the people. And on Thursday, so if you have any Finnish, this specific channel for the Fincast, my Twitch channel, by the look website for the specific links for all the streams, and an eye open on Join Dota and Liquipedia to the end before we call it a day.
Okay. Screen Squad and Group C, which means our secret away from like Alliance now. Then we have focus here in the coming playdays. They definitely pack a punch, so. All the groups are actually exciting.
At least until we find out if there are any possible reschedules that are going to happen on the 3rd day of May. That will be this week is Swiss Quality Gaming. We've got Fine Alliance versus Screen Squad. Saint Squad Gaming versus Quality Gaming. So there will be there will definitely be a day where you want to either 2 teams and gauge statistics straight on the stream. So Screen Squad and Final Tribe 1-1. But we are now going to advertisements we can possibly do on today, and we will see you on Thursday. Have a good night, everyone. Throw in. Thank you for tuning in today, and we will see you on Thursday. Have a good night, everyone.